Hold on, everybody. Just give me a second. Let me see if we are up and live. Just give me 1 minute here, guys. Let's see if we are live, and we are. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our fourth play-by-play live stream for the playoffs. I hope you guys all tune in. I think this is going to be a very interesting game, a very interesting day. But today, we have an interesting game between the Oilers and the Ducks. Hold on a minute here, guys. Let me just change something. And there we are. Okay, so we have a very interesting game here tonight between the Anaheim Ducks and the Edmonton Oilers. The Ducks, who won game two, are going to be looking to go into this game and wind up taking it away from the Edmonton Oilers to wind up taking the series lead 2-1 in the first home playoff game for Anaheim in 8 years. So the Ducks are going to be, Anaheim's going to be bumping, Orange Country's going to be bumping. It's going to be very interesting. And the Oilers are going to be looking to take all that momentum away and get back into the series lead after giving up the tying game last game. So we do have Oilers Ducks here today, a very interesting one. We do have two games that are actually still going on. So we'll touch on this really quickly here as I just click some things here and link some things across. Just give me 1 minute here, guys, as I just try and get some things working here. Once again, we have two games today. The other two games are both still going on. One is an intermission right now for overtime. The Montreal Canadiens and Tampa Bay Lightning are currently tied heading into overtime. So that's very interesting to note there. As the third consecutive game, the Bolts and the Habs are going to overtime. Game one went into overtime, was ended about 30-40 seconds into overtime. Game two went to overtime. It took about 13 minutes. Both teams have an overtime win, so winner of that game will wind up taking the 2-1 series lead heading into game four. And then just started a little bit while ago, the Knights are playing the Mammoth. That game is currently scoreless, so there is no score in that game at this current point in time. Just let me do some things here. And once again, I do appreciate you guys all for joining in. You are not missing anything. The Oilers-Ducks games are currently going through their anthems, so there is nothing going on at this current point in time. You are still before the game, so I'm just trying to do a couple of quick things here, trying to get some things going. Just give me a second here, just trying to do a couple of quick things here before the game gets underway. And looks like we are good here. So I do thank you guys all for tuning in. I do appreciate it. Yes, okay, so that is good. So I do thank you guys all for tuning in. We have a very good game here today between the Ducks and the Oilers. Once again, just double checking to see if it has started yet. And just give me a minute here, guys. Just give me 1 minute as I'm just trying to see. Once again, hold on a minute here. It just got underway, so just give me a few secs here, guys. Hold on. And it looks like the game has not started yet. I think we're still in commercial break, so you're not missing anything at this point in time. Once again, I do apologize for any background noise. I live with my family. I have younger siblings. They're sometimes a little bit loud, so I do apologize for any background noise that you guys do have here. I do apologize for that. Once again, they are still in commercial break, so you're not missing anything. Oilers are playing the Ducks right now, so very interesting to note there. Once again, there are two games that are currently going on. Bolts and Habs are gearing up for overtime in their third consecutive overtime game, and the Knights are gearing up to take on the Utah Mammoth. Once again, some very interesting games are going to be happening today. Once again, Knights Mammoth just got underway a couple of minutes ago. They're about midway through the first period, and the Habs and Bolts are in intermission. So both those games we're going to be keeping tabs on. We're going to see who ends up winning this Habs-Montreal game, a Habs-Bolts game, to take that 2-1 series lead, the crucial 2-1 series lead. And then we're also going to be keeping tabs on the Knights-Mammoth game, because that one, once again, the winner will go to a 2-1 series lead. And also in this game, between the Ducks and the Oilers, the winner will go to a 2-1 series lead. So once again, I do appreciate you guys all for tuning in. I hope you guys are excited for this game. I expect this game to be very interesting. The Ducks are looking to try and win their first game in Anaheim in, I think, nearly a decade. And once again, the Oilers are trying to take some momentum away from Anaheim on home ice and take back the series lead 2-1. I expect it to be a very interesting one. Looks like they are just pumping up the crowd right now. The players are coming onto the ice. So you're still, I think, got the anthems So you're still about another 5 minutes away from the start of this Ducks and Oilers game. We'll just really quickly here check in on how the Knights and Mammoth are holding up. I'm pretty sure Bulls and Habs are still in intermission. So we'll just really quickly here check on the Knights and the Mammoth. Once again, I think the Mammoth just killed off a Vegas power play. Really good stuff there. And I think Utah just scored. They did. The Mammoth have just opened the scoring against the Vegas Golden Knights. Let me see if I can figure out who it was here. Just give me 1 minute here, guys. But the Utah Mammoth have opened up the scoring in their game, which is a huge start for Utah. Salt Lake City is absolutely going crazy. They are looking fantastic over there. Once again, we're just going to see some things here. Uyghur had it, shot it, and I'm not sure if that was tipped by O'Brien or not, but the Mammoth do lead 1-0. What a start for Utah. I think at one point in this game, they were getting outshot 9-1. So the fact that Utah is able to get on the board first is huge. It's going to be Uyghur. So Uyghur, the in-season acquisition, already has 2 goals in 3 games for the Utah Mammoth. Gotta think that could be one of the best in-season acquisitions if the Mammoth go far. So very interesting to note there. Once again, you're not missing anything. The Ducks and the Oilers are currently going through their anthems, so you are not missing anything. Just give me a second here, guys, and let me see. Yeah, shots are 12-3 Vegas, so I'm just going to try and get caught up live and see if there's been any other updates. No, it looks like it's still 1-0 Utah over Vegas, and Hart just made a save. So we'll go back to the Oilers and Ducks game. Once again, we will be checking in on the Mammoth game and the Habs game periodically during commercial breaks and things like that to see how those games are going. Once again, I'm just going to change some things up here. Once again, the Mammoth scored. So Mammoth are up 1-0 in the first period. So a good start there for Utah as they are able to open the scoring on home ice. So once again, I do appreciate you guys all for tuning in. I do really appreciate it. You're not missing anything. We are currently going through anthems for the Ducks and the Oilers. So you're not missing anything. Once again, they're just honoring a couple of people. So once again, you're not missing anything. It is still pre-game at this point between the Ducks and the Oilers. And we should be able to get set to get into game action momentarily. So that should be very good. I do thank you guys all for tuning in. I do thank you guys all for tuning in this past week. Once again, just a really quick update for future live streams. I don't plan on doing anything over the weekend, Sunday and Saturday, tomorrow and Sunday. I don't plan on doing anything this week, so I'm just going to take a little bit of a break there. With how this game seems to be going for potentially the Flyers, wind up being able to sweep tomorrow, the Canes being able to sweep tomorrow, I'm probably not going to do a video on Monday, especially if it's just Utah-Vegas. So I'm probably not going to do a live stream on Monday. My next live stream, it looking like, will probably be on Tuesday with either the Sabres-Bruins Game 5 or the Wild Stars Game 5. That's probably going to be my next live stream. Once again, haven't set it in concrete yet, but it probably will have something to do with the fact of how those 2 series, this Sunday's games go. If there's a series that's 2-2 and 3-1, I'm probably going to stream the 3-1 series. But both those games, 5:30 p.m. Mountain Time, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, I'm probably going to stream one of those games on Tuesday, and then I'm probably going to not stream anything Wednesday, and then I'm going to stream a game on Thursday, and probably going to stream a game on Friday, so long as there's enough series that go that far. And then I'm going to try and do as many Game 7s on the weekend next week as possible. Once again, I have church on Sunday. I have a couple of errands that I always run on Sunday. So I do have a couple of errands that I always run on Sunday. So I am not going to make any promises that I am going to be able to do all the Game 7 live streams for next weekend, but I'm going to try and do as many of them as I can. So just a little bit of preparation for you guys. Once again, I should have a full schedule out either Sunday or Monday, one of those 2 days, because it will really depend on how the weekend game goes. But I do plan on doing a Tuesday live stream, probably either Minnesota, Dallas, or Boston, Buffalo, or a Tuesday live stream, Minnesota, Dallas, or Boston, Buffalo, and then a live stream on Thursday, a live stream on Friday, and as many Game 7s as I can get to. So that's my current schedule for the upcoming week and going forward. And then once again, we'll have another once again, live stream update schedule once the first round finishes. So I do thank you guys all for tuning in. Once again, you're not missing anything. We're currently in the anthems for the Ducks and the Oilers, so you're not missing a thing. Once again, the game has not started yet. They're just zooming in on the anthem singer and a couple of the Ducks players. So this is going to be a very interesting game. First game in the playoffs in Anaheim in over almost 10 years. In almost 10 years. I think it's like 8 or 9 years since the last home game has been in Anaheim. But it's been a while. So like I said, with Utah playing at home today and with Anaheim playing at home today, those two places are going to be bumping because Utah has never had playoff hockey and Anaheim has not had playoff hockey in almost a decade. So good to see that both those two teams are at home today, and we'll see if both those home teams are able to take the advantage in this series. So once again, you're not missing anything. We do have an entertaining game here between the Ducks and the Oilers. You're not missing anything. We're currently in anthems right now. They're just showing some of the players. If you do want updates on the scores, the last I checked, the Utah Mammoth have taken the 1-0 lead on the Vegas Golden Knights, and the Bolts and the Habs are currently in a 2-2 game about to head to overtime. So those are the current scores as I just recently saw. They're just about to finish up with the anthems, and then we should be good to go for the play-by-play for the Ducks and the Oilers. So this is going to be a very interesting game. I do think this is going to be a high-scoring, high-event game. This is probably going to be the best stream we've done all over the last week. We did the Flyers Penguins. That was more of a slower shutdown type of style of play that the Flyers play. That wasn't an overly exciting game. Knights and Mammoth was a pretty exciting game back over on Tuesday. There were chances of both ends. I liked streaming that game. That was a very interesting game. Once again, last night's stream, Avalanche Kings. They play more shutdown sort of style of hockey, so you're not going to get very much exciting plays with that. There were a couple of entertaining plays, but it wasn't really good back and forth sort of hockey. But upcoming tonight, I think this is going to be the best stream. The Ducks, the Oilers, they're both high-event teams, high-octane teams. They can play highly offensively. Not a whole bunch of defense in this one, except for Anaheim, who's somehow been able to shut off McDavid and Bouchard in this series, as both are held without a point at this point in time. So once again, they're just showing the goalies' records. Ingram's 1-1 with a 4.05 GAA and 855 save percentage, so he hasn't been good. And in the other crease, you have Lucas Dostal. Dostal is 1-1 as well, with not very much better numbers, a 4.08 goals against average and an 887 save percentage. So once again, neither goalies have been overly great. This has been a high-octane offense series. Drysdale's on the ice. It looks like we're about to have the face-off as the Ducks are about to play the Oilers. Once again, I do appreciate you guys all for tuning in. Get ready because we're going to have one heck of a game here between Anaheim and Edmonton. And in the face-off dots, the Ducks are able to win it, and they get it back to, I think that's more. Edmonton is able to intercept, and Seneca comes in offside. We'll get a whistle and a face-off just outside the Oilers' blue line with 19:54 left in the first period. So once again, I do appreciate you guys all for tuning in. We will have another face-off. So once again, they're just showing the highlight of the face-off. I don't think Seneca realized he was offside. So very interesting note there. The Montreal Canadiens have won. Okay, we'll have to get to that in a minute because we do have another face-off draw here between Anaheim and Edmonton. Granlund, Draisaitl, now Granlund and Podkolzin in the face-off dots. And it is Granlund who wins it. Back to Moore. I think that's Moore. Or Carlson. And they send it down. Ingram behind his net to play it. The Ducks get it. Shot stopped. Oh, wow. Ingram went behind his net. Was almost out of position. But a nice stop. I think that was on Seneca by Ingram. It's going to lead to an offensive zone face-off draw to the left of Connor Ingram with 15 seconds gone in the first period. Really solid shot there from Seneca, trying to catch Ingram out of position, but he just could not catch the angle, and Ingram was able to get back in time. So a big play there from Connor Ingram. Face off to the left of Connor Ingram. Hello, how are you doing? Once again, just outside, just to the left of Ingram, and the Oilers win it, and it is, I think that's Emberson going, or Murphy gets it. To the Oilers get it out, and Murphy has to go back in to get it. Once again, the Oilers trying to regroup, and they do. And this is Vasily Podkolzin. Podkolzin gets it to Draisaitl. Draisaitl's shot stopped, trickles on Dostal, and he can't cover it up, but the Ducks do get it. And now there's a pass out in front, and John Carlson's got it for the Anaheim Ducks. Gets it to the red line, dumps it in. Carlson dumps it in, and now the Ducks do have it. It was just for a second. Kapanen is going to loop it around the back end of the net, and now Terry's going after it. A scrum to the left of Connor Ingram, trying to get something going. Shot stopped by Ingram. Another nice stop from Connor Ingram on, I think that was Cutter Gauthier. So Gauthier with a nice shot after his 2-goal performance in game 2, trying to get some more goals on the board for the Anaheim Ducks, but a nice stop from Ingram, who's had to be sharp early on. So good stuff there for Cutter Gauthier. Just showing some of the more line combos as McDavid's fighting against Carlson in the faceoff dot. McDavid wins it. Ekholm chips it out of the defensive zone for Edmonton. Anaheim's going to chip it back into the neutral zone. Ekholm's got it. He dumps it down behind the Anaheim net. Lacombe's got it for the Ducks, passes it around. Edmonton keeps it in the zone, and to the left of Lukas Dostal. McDavid trying to get some space, cannot. Trouba's gotten pinned. Now they do wind up getting the puck out, but the Ducks are able to recover. This might be a 3-on-2 or a 4-on-2 here for the Ducks. Here comes Gauthier's shot was blocked, and the Ducks are able to keep in the zone for a time being. Across, back to the point, back across, shot by the Ducks, and that is going to be, I think, it went out of play off of a stick. So very interesting note there, another stoppage. To the right of Connor Ingram will be the faceoff. Once again, they're just showing some of Cutter Gauthier's highlights from last game, where he was actually pretty dang good for the Anaheim Ducks. So very interesting note there. They're just showing some of the other goals from the Ducks on, on Wednesday, because that was a pretty interesting game. Once again, both these games in Edmonton were high octane, and I am a little bit of an Oilers hater myself. So I'm really hoping that the Oilers do not do good here. I love to see the Ducks go on. I did pick Oilers in 7, so I do hope that the Ducks advance, but I expecting the Oilers to. Once again, we will check in on the Montreal Canadiens. It sounds like they won in overtime. We'll have to double check that. I haven't got any updates on Utah Vegas, so next commercial break, we will provide some updates regarding those two things. But once again, if you're just tuning in, we are 1 minute and 40 seconds into the first period in a scoreless game between the Ducks and the Oilers. Ducks win the offensive zone faceoff draw, but the Oilers are able to recover and get it out of the zone. And now here comes, I think that was Doc, if I'm correct. And he's not able to get it. Ducks retain possession in the neutral zone, and it's Kreider who dumps it in. And now the Ducks are able to keep possession in the offensive zone for a second, and they got it along the boards to the point. And that's, I can't remember who that is, Hellison, back to the point, below the goal line, fighting for it. A couple of the Ducks and Oilers, the Oilers are able to get it, and it's chipped out of the defensive zone for Edmonton, back into the neutral zone, and the Oilers are just going to be able to dump it in. One of the Oilers is going to chase after it, and Hellison's able to get it back for the Anaheim Ducks, and passes it across, and the Ducks are going to chip it into the neutral zone. The Oilers got it again. Nice try, weaving around a couple of people. Shot, and that's going to be stopped by Dostal. Nice stop by Dostal, and the Ducks are able to get the puck for a little bit. Lacombe going after it with a Kreider, I think it is, and the Ducks do exit the zone, and it's dumped in on Ingram, so Ingram makes a stop, and it's back in the Oilers zone. Oilers trying to regroup and send it and set something up, and they are able to pass across to Savoie. Savoie loses the puck. Killorn might have a break. Killorn shoots, stopped by Ingram, and the puck is going to go to the corner. The Ducks hold on to it for a second. Dylan Guenther scored for Utah. We'll get to that in a minute, but the Anaheim Ducks still have offensive zone pressure at the point, and they can't hold the line. It goes back when the Oilers trying to chase for it. A takeoff with Drysdale stick by Seneca, and it's going to stay in Oilers' possession in the neutral zone. Drysdale's got it, and he dumps it down on Dostal, who passes it across to Trouba, who gets it across to his D partner, and Trouba passes it up. And now the Ducks trying to get something set up here. They get it across to, I think that's Trouba, and one of the Ducks forwards dumps into the Oilers zone. Oilers gain possession. Re-enter the offensive zone. Puck Colson trying to get to Kapanen, cannot. And the Ducks are able to get it after the red line. One of the Ducks dump it in, and it's going to go back into the Oilers zone with about 4 minutes gone in the first period in a scoreless game here between the Ducks and the Oilers. Edmonton dumps it back into the Anaheim zone, and I don't know what the stoppage is. It might be a penalty. I think it might be icing for the Ducks. So they're just showing some more of the plays. Once again, it was a pass by Savoie, which was an errant pass. Killorn intercepted it. Nice shot from Killorn. Nice save from Ingram. So really good stuff there from the Oilers keeper. So really good stuff. We'll see how this goes. Once again, they're just showing some of the stats for Matt Savoie in that game 2 a couple nights ago. He was pretty good for the Edmonton Oilers. So another offensive zone face-off draw. They do keep it. Shot by, I think that's Terry. Stopped. Terry is able to keep it into the offensive zone. They do lose the puck, however, and the puck comes back into the neutral zone for Anaheim, and they're going to just pass it back into the defensive zone. Trouba's got it now. Trouba to the closest side of your screen, and here they come into the offensive zone. Oche shoots, stopped, and I think that one took a deflection off of a stick and went out of play with 15:40 left in the first period. So very interesting note there. Still a scoreless game between the Oilers and the Ducks. Once again, we'll get you the updates on the other two games as soon as I can, but it sounds like the Habs have won that game, and the Mammoths now lead 2-0. We shall see how those two games are going in a minute. But once again, the Oilers were able to take the Oilers are going to have another defensive zone face-off draw here. Ducks have been bringing the pressure early on. They have a couple of shots in Ingram. Ingram's had to stand tall. Another offensive zone face-off draw here for the Ducks. And I think that's Paling who's going to be waved out of the face-off dot. McTavish comes in to take it against the other Oiler player. And once again, the last home playoff game was the 2018, April 14th for the Ducks. So it's been a while for the Ducks since they've had a home playoff game. Shot. Oh, it just trickles wide. Ingram couldn't find the rebound. It just trickled wide. There was no Ducks in there. Tuck it in. Once again, the Ducks do have it now in the neutral zone after the Oilers cleared it. McTavish is going to get it, and one of the Ducks sends it in. I think that was Ryan Paling. Ingram gets it back to one of his defenders, and they pass it across to Savoie. Savoie back to, I think that's one of those guys. Oh, and it's an interception. Ducks have it. Shots, and it's stopped by Ingram. Another nice stop. The Ducks have it again, trying to pass it in front, and they're going to get back to the point. Shot by Carlson. Stop. Rebound, and he can't put it home. Oilers get the possession of the puck underneath, behind their own net, and they chip it down the ice. Nice play there from the Ducks. Now getting across Carlson, and that's going to be, is that penalty or is that offside? Once again, some more rough stuff, some pushing and shoving happening here. I'm not sure if this is going to be a penalty on Wash A or not. Once again, they're just showing some of the replays. Once again, there was a nice shot from Hellison that took a weird deflection and actually, it just squeaked through his pad and his blocker, but there was just enough on Ingram's stop there. And then another turnover by the Oilers. Another had to be good save there from Connor Ingram. And once again, just a couple of really good attempts here from the Ducks. And once again, the Oilers are just turning over the puck early on. Once again, the Oilers are not known for their defense, so the Ducks are going to get their chances. And then it was VL who I think ran into one of them. I think he was offside. There's a neutral zone face-off draw here coming up for the Ducks and the Oilers. So very interesting to note there. Once again, I do appreciate all of you guys for tuning in here. Let's see if we can get some more likes and subscribes and some comments. Love to hear your guys' thoughts down in the chat. Oilers win the neutral zone face-off draw and dump it into the offensive zone. Anaheim trying to get out of their own zone, and they are able to get it and trying to find an outlet feed is not able to. That might be an icing call, and it's waved off. Nurse gets it back around the boards, trying to get some sort of passing lane going, and he does. But the Ducks are able to intercept it back in the neutral zone to get back into the defensive zone and tip back into the offensive zone for Anaheim. Ingram passes it back to one of his defenders. Nurse gets it. Nurse stretch feed here to one of the Oilers players who dumps it in. Once again, it's a little bit of a dump and chase there for the Oilers. And the Ducks got possession back of the puck. And they're going to try and reset. Shots are 6-1 Ducks, 6 minutes into this game. Once again, Anaheim trying to find some sort of a leg here up as they are playing their first home game in, I think it's over 8 years. So the Oilers now have possession in the defensive zone. Back to Draisaitl across, and I think that was Buckholz who got it deep. And Draisaitl was a nice pick off here, and it's a backhand feed, cannot get it on goal. And one of the defenders, I think that's Emberson, has to go back to get it. Or Wallman, actually, excuse me. Wallman in his own zone trying to set something up. He's got Draisaitl, he's got Buckholz, he's got his defensive partner, and he does get a long feed here to Buckholz, who dumps it in. Once again, the Ducks are able to get possession for a second here, and they get back to the point. Oilers get it. Ekholm shoots, and that was blocked, and it's cleared down the ice. This might be an icing call. We'll see, and it's not enough for icing. The Oilers are able to keep possession, and they get back into the neutral zone where Anaheim's able to recover. Anaheim's got it, and they dump it back down into the Edmonton zone. Ekholm down to get it, and Ekholm loses the puck, but he's able to get it back to, I think that's Bouchard. Another nice hit on Connor McDavid by one of the Ducks players. I do thank you for the comments. I do appreciate that. McDavid trying to get it up in there and he can't. Ducks intercept. Ducks trying to get something going here. Seneca might have a little bit of a step here, and he's going to loop around a couple of Oilers players, send it down deep into the Oilers zone, and they're going to get it back, keep it at it. Shoots, sharp angle shot, cannot get it. The Ducks do keep it in the zone, however. Seneca along the boards to Lacombe. Lacombe sends it down and trying to keep it into the offensive zone, the Ducks. And Lacombe plays it up, is able to keep it in the zone, and he turns away, trying to get some sort of passing lane going. He does, shoots on the point, and it's stopped by Ingram. It goes wide, and the Oilers are able to recover. Edmonton trying to get something going here, being outshot heavily in the first 8 minutes of the first period. Edmonton's able to get it, and they dump it down. There is Seminski out there, scores first career playoff goal in the last game. Shot from Edmonton, stopped by Dostal. Rebound. I don't think there's a rebound. One of the Oilers, I think that was Seminski, tried to whack at it. It might have been Roslovic. And there's a scrum in front, right in front of Dostal. And we're going to go to our first commercial break with the Ducks and the Oilers in a scoreless tie right now. So once again, I do appreciate you guys all for tuning in. Once again, they're just showing the hit of VL on McDavid. And that's going to be it for the time being. Once again, I'm just going to really quickly here check on the other two games because I did think we have a couple of updates. Yes, there was a power play goal from Dylan Gunther, who, if you guys were on my live stream on Tuesday, you know can have quite a shot. He had quite a goal in that game on Tuesday against Vegas. So that's got a goal for Utah, and that's now in intermission. So it's in the first intermission right now. Vegas is out shooting Utah 13-6, but that is currently 2-0 for Utah. So the Mammoth have had quite a start to their game. Just give me a second here, guys. Let me change this to 2-0. So that's really good there for Utah. And that should be entering the second period now in about 10 minutes. So I'm going to just change that here to the second period. So really good start here for Utah on home ice in their first ever home game. They're up 2-0. And Montreal did wind up being the Tampa Bay Lightning 3-2 in overtime. Lane Hudson 2 minutes into overtime. So I did not see it, but that Bell Center must have been buzzing when Lane Hudson scored that. So really good goal there for Hudson. Once again, I did not see it. Just give me a second here. And that's going to go up to 3 goals. And this game is going to be finished. Hold on a minute here, guys. Let me just change some things up here. Once again, you're not missing anything. This is currently in commercial break between the Ducks and the Oilers. So you're not missing anything. Once again, final in overtime. So that seems good. Okay, so the Habs have won 3-2 in overtime. And that means that the Habs currently lead their series 2-1. What a huge win it is there for Montreal, who can now take a 3-1 stranglehold series lead on Sunday. So good stuff there for the Habs. Well, for the Mammoth, up 2-0 in the first intermission right now. If they win and beat the Golden Knights, they're going to be in a really good position going into Monday's Game 4. So really good stuff there. Once again, we are still scoreless in our game between the Ducks and the Oilers. Once again, if you guys can, leave a subscribe, leave a chat down below, leave a comment, leave a like. Really does help out the channel. I do appreciate you guys all for tuning in once again. It is a scoreless first period, and we are just getting back into game action here between the Ducks and the Oilers. Defensive zone face-off draw here for the Ducks. And the Ducks lose the draw. Edmonton keeps it in the zone. Nurse to Murphy. Loops it back around the boards. And now Kapanen shot stopped by Dostal. And the Ducks are able to gain possession. Carlson's got it. Nice play to get away from Kapanen. And he gets along the walls. And one of the Ducks clears the zone. I think I might have actually hit someone on the bench. And that's going to draw a stoppage. And another face-off with, I think, just over 10 minutes left in this first period between the Ducks and the Oilers. So very interesting to note there. So once again, I do appreciate you guys all for tuning in. Once again, you're not missing anything. We're about to have another face-off between the Ducks and the Oilers in the neutral zone, just outside the Ducks' blue line. And it is Draisaitl who loses it. The Ducks are able to keep possession, and they pass it. Nice pass, intercepted by, I think that's Draisaitl, but he had to take up because he was offside, and the Ducks are able to regain possession in the defensive zone. And nice pass to one of his D partners. Killorn chips it in, and Granlund and Seneca trying to go after it. The Oilers do have possession in their own zone. Passes across to Podkolzin. Podkolzin hit off the puck. Draisaitl gets it, and now the Oilers have it in the offensive zone. Nurse trying to get it across, and they are able to keep it in the zone. Podkolzin has it, but he has no one to pass to. The Ducks are able to recover behind the net. and the Ducks are able to get it. Killorn cannot keep it. It kept it in, shot by Draisaitl, stopped. Nice stop on Draisaitl. Edmonton's got on the offensive zone trying to make some magic happen. Once again, McDavid's now back on the ice. And the Ducks are able to intercept, and they chip it out of the zone. Edmonton has to regroup. Ekholm's got it. Matthias Ekholm, and it's intercepted by one of the Ducks players. This might be a 3-on-2. Anaheim trying to get something going in front, and they can't. And the Ducks are able to keep it in for a second. Nice job by Gauthier. To the point, shot, and it's wide. It's only 2-on-4 right now for the Ducks, as I think they might be making a line change. Shot, and it just goes wide. Another nice try from Anaheim. McDavid's going to pass it back to Bouchard. Bouchard tries to get it to Ekholm, but the Ducks intercept it. Bouchard gets the puck back, and the Ducks intercept it again. Trouba tries to feed something on goal. Edmonton intercepts, and the Ducks are able to get it back in the Edmonton zone. So very interesting to note there. Bouchard trying to settle things down. Once again, the Oilers have it, tip it into the offensive zone, and once again, I think that's Savoie right in front, trying to wait for a pass, but can't get there. And Wallman with a shot, it just goes wide. I think that might have been deflected by one of the Ducks players. Under 10 minutes to go in the first period, with the Ducks and Oilers scoreless. Savoie gets it to the point, gets it back to his defensive zone, and gets it back to the offensive zone. And looping back around, gets across. Savoie looking for some sort of a lane, and it's loose, and it goes to the corner, goes to the boards. Ducks trying to get there, and they do. And the Ducks are able to clear it. Nice stretch feed. And is that going to be a penalty? Yeah, I think Wallman might actually be taking a high sticking penalty here on Mason McTavish. So it looks like the Ducks are about to go to the power play. So that's going to be interesting. Once again, Wallman to the box. Nurse, once again, got walloped by Beckett Seneca. Once again, the rookie showing an impact here. And then I think they're just going to show it here. And Wallman stick got in McTavish's face. I don't think this is going to be a double minor, but the Ducks are going to be going to the power play. If you're on commercial breaks, you're not missing anything. There is 9:18 left in the first period in what is currently a scoreless game. The Ducks are about to go to the power play. So very interesting to note there. Once again, if you are just tuning in and you have not heard about the earlier games today, the Montreal Canadiens and Tampa Bay Lightning played a pretty decently, evenly matched game. The Montreal Canadiens got out to the early 1-0 lead thanks to Alex Texier, who scored, I'm pretty sure, his first playoff goal. So that was really good for Texier. Then just a couple of minutes later on the power play, Braden Point would tie it up, which was into an intermission in the first period in a 1-1 tie, which was really good stuff there for Tampa. They would actually take the lead early in the second period thanks to a goal from Brandon Hagel. He was able to intercept a pass, put a laser of a shot on Jakub Dobesh, and he was able to score. So the Bolts were able to take the 2-1 lead. But then later into the second period, Kirby Dach scored a beautiful backhand goal. I think he put it off of Ryan McDonough's shin pads and put it past Andre Vasilevsky. Tied the game up at 2 apiece, entering second intermission. That's the way it was heading into third intermission. And then I didn't see it because I was doing this game, but early in overtime, for the third consecutive game, the series went to overtime, and early on in overtime, the Montreal Canadiens would score. It was apparently Lane Hudson, so I don't know how that happened. I don't know, once again, all the interesting things that happened there, but the Habs do wind up winning this game 3-2 in overtime. They take the 2-1 series lead, and they'll have a chance to go 3-1 on Sunday. So that's going to be a very interesting series to keep tabs on. And then currently, after the first period, a couple of first period goals, one from Mackenzie Weegar, one from Dylan Guenther, has the Utah Mammoth currently up 2-0 on the Vegas Golden Knights. So once again, Utah trying to have a series lead of 2-1 in that series. So once again, the Mammoth are trying to make some things happen. Penalty to Wallman. The Ducks' special teams has been pretty good, so the Ducks are about to have a power play here on home ice, out shooting Edmonton 7-2. They win the faceoff dot. At the point, Lacombe. Lacombe gets it across, back to below the goal line, back across, trying to find some sort of a passing lane, trying to get to Gauthier, and he doesn't have a shooting lane, gets it back to Lacombe. Lacombe trying to make some sort of thing happen, gets it to Gauthier, Gauthier to Killorn to Lacombe, Lacombe back across. I think that might be Terry. Terry's actually below the goal line. Killorn keeps it in, gets it to Terry. Terry shot. Stop, rebound, and Ingram's going to keep it. Tries to get away from Seneca. Once again, a couple of nice whacks at it, but once again draws a crowd. And we're going to get another offensive zone face-off draw for Anaheim with a minute and a half left in their first power play of this game. So going to be very interesting to see if they are able to capitalize on it. If the Ducks score first, the roof is going to come off this place in Anaheim. Once again, McTavish tried to get it back, could not. Killorn got it to a wide open Beckett Seneca, and he got a couple of whacks at it. The Oilers definitely take exception to that, but the Oilers are able to keep the Ducks off the score sheet for now. So very interesting to note there. Once again, some more pushing and shoving from Nurse, from Savoie, from some of their penalty killers. Seneca does have 3 shot attempts in game 2, so he was pretty good. But once again, Seneca still looking for his first career playoff goal. Another offensive zone faceoff draw here for Anaheim. Drysdale's getting looked at on the bench. I'm not sure if he's hurt or something, but that could be troublesome for Edmonton if he is a little bit banged up. The Ducks are able to win the draw, but they're going to have to reset here. I think one of the players went too early. So once again, offensive zone faceoff draw here for Anaheim. Granlund's kicked out of the zone. Carlson is going against one of the Oilers' penalty killers. And the Ducks and the Oilers and the pucks dropped, and the Ducks gain possession. Back to the point. Trying to get something here. Carlson to Granlund. Granlund shoots, and it's a nice stop at Ingram. Rebound, and I think Ingram got there. Nice job. Jumped on the loose puck. Shots are now 10-2 for the Ducks, and there's still a minute 24 seconds of power play time for the Anaheim Ducks. Once again, another nice shot from Granlund. And it was just a really good stop from Ingram. Once again, I don't think the puck was loose. Oh, it was loose, but Ingram was able to pounce on it. So good stuff there from Connor Ingram as he was able to keep the puck out of the goal. So good stuff there. Once again, a minute 24 left on the power play. It was a scoreless game. Ducks out shooting Oilers 10-2. And the Ducks once again possession on the faceoff. Gets it back to Granlund. Trying to get some sort of a passing lane going. Can't find anyone. Granlund, he's got Terry in front. He's got a couple of guys behind him. Carlson's looking for the pass and tries to get to Karagoche. Cannot. Oilers break it out. This might be a little bit of a break here. Shot for the Oilers, and it's stopped by Dostal. Puck goes around the boards, and now the Ducks trying to re-enter zone. They do. Here comes Leo Carlson. Carlson cannot keep it in the zone, and the Oilers clear it with 54 seconds left in the power play for the Anaheim Ducks. Dostal behind his net. Keeps it for one of his defenders, and Lacombe is able to sort of refresh. McDavid chasing him. Lacombe passes it back to Troy Terry, and now gets it back to Karagoche, and now gets it back to Jackson Lacombe. Lacombe passes it in front. Nice play. They're going up. They've got some speed. Seneca, I think that is, into the offensive zone. They keep it at the point. Killorn's got it. He's got some space. He's got some time. Oiler player closes in on him. They pass it back to Gauthier, to Lacombe, to I think that's Seneca, back down and gets it back to Lacombe. Lacombe back across. 15 seconds left in the power play. Shot, batting away at it, and there's a loose puck. The Ducks are able to gain possession. There's 9 seconds left in the power play. Lacombe across, shoots it, and Karagoche can't get there, and the puck is going to go out of the zone with 1, and the Oilers do kill off the first power play of the game for Anaheim. So big stuff there from Edmonton to kill off that penalty. 7 minutes left in the first period. In a scoreless game, the Ducks are able to keep possession of the puck in the defensive zone. And now they're trying to stretch feed, and I think that might have been tipped in. Ingram behind the net to play it, and he gets it to Bouchard, or actually Murphy, that is. And the Oilers are able to come up 3-on-2. Podkolzin's got it, gets it across, and they can't find that loose puck. They do get it back. Shot, score! Vasily Podkolzin, I think that is, with the goal for the Edmonton Oilers, and the Oilers start the game up 1-0. Dang it! Crap. Dostal needs to make that save. The Ducks have had all the pressure in this game, and Podkolzin's going to open the scoring for the Edmonton Oilers. That probably took a lot of the air out of this barn, so not great news there. Seneca and McTavish trying to jam away at it. We're not able to on the power play, and then here it's just a loose puck, and I think that was Moore trying to clear it. It went right to one of the Oilers players, passed it to Podkolzin, and Podkolzin puts it into the net for the Edmonton Oilers. Yeah, it was intercepted by Podkolzin. He shot it. He scores. And Vasily Podkolzin makes it 1-0 Oilers because, of course, he does. So very interesting note there. Oilers up 1-0 with 6:48 left in the first period. So very interesting to note there. Just let me change that up. The puck goes back into the Oilers zone. Anaheim intercepts. Hold on a minute here, guys. Just give me a sec. That's 1. Okay, so the Oilers are up there. Ducks do have some offensive zone pressure, but cannot keep it in. Oilers got it, trying to clear it, and they do. Seminski in there trying to hold the line, and he is not able to. The Ducks are able to get it back. McTavish has it, trying to get away from one of the Oilers players, and he is not able to. And they're fighting for it in the corner. McTavish, I think Seminski's in there. A couple of Oilers and Ducks players trying to get that loose puck out of the zone. Hold on a minute here, guys. Once again, the Ducks get it. RNH trying to get there, cannot. And the Ducks are able to get it back. And the Ducks go on a run here. They get it to the red line, dump it down, and they're going off for a line change. So good stuff there for Anaheim. And the Oilers got in their own zone. Wallman gets it across. I think that's back to Emberson. And they dump it down. The Ducks get it. Truba's got it. Truba dumps it in. Nice play. Gauthier has it. Shoots! And I think that went off of an Oiler player and up and over the glass. So nice try from Gauthier to try and get the Ducks back to level, but he cannot. And it's going to commercial break, still with a 1-0 Oilers lead. So good start there for the Edmonton Oilers. Even though the Ducks came out with all the pressure, the Oilers were able to keep it in check. And now the Ducks lead, the Ducks trail 1-0. So not great stuff there. Once again, you're not missing anything. We are currently in commercial break. So very interesting note there. Once again, if you're just joining us, Habs are won earlier today, 3-2 over the Tampa Bay Lightning, and the Utah Mammoths are currently leading the Vegas Golden Knights 2-0. The Mammoth game has just gone underway in the second period, so we'll be keeping tabs on that game. And once again, this game is currently 1-0, with the Ducks game already having finished. Once again, just going to wait a couple of seconds here for the game to get back underway. Just giving a second here. Once again, just looking at a couple of things. Okay, yeah, I did think that. Okay, so the Ducks are trailing right now 1-0, but they are heavily outshooting the Edmonton Oilers. Like, it is not even close at this point, but the Oilers do have the lead. So it's sort of similar to that start between Utah and Vegas, because Vegas at one point was out shooting Utah 9-1, yet Utah finds some way to be up 2-0 over the Vegas Golden Knights. So very interesting to note there. Just give me a minute here, guys. Once again, you're not missing anything. We are currently in a commercial break, so you are not missing anything. It is in the late stages of the first period, with the Edmonton Oilers currently leading 1-0. So very interesting to note there. And I do love to hear guys' thoughts down in the chat, down in the comment section below. Which series has been most surprising to you guys? I gotta think, in my opinion, the Metro Division sides, the Flyers and the Canes being up 3-0 are the two most surprising ones, in my opinion, given the fact I picked the other two teams to win those series. For the other 6 series, I can see most of them being where they are right now, but those ones are the ones I'm a little bit shocked by. So once again, we are just getting back here into game action between the Ducks and the Oilers. So once again, defensive zone face-off win for the Oilers, and the Ducks do end up getting possession back. Gets it across, shot, and I think that one went up and over the glass again. So another offensive zone face-off draw for offensive zone face-off draw here for the Anaheim Ducks with 5.5 minutes left in the first period. So once again, very interesting note there, and I do appreciate all of you guys for tuning into this game here between the Anaheim Ducks and the Edmonton Oilers. Once again, if you face-off draw and the Ducks win it, Seneca trying to get something going here, but the Oilers are able to get possession back, and they pass it. Nice pass there. Here comes Trouba, who's got the puck in the defensive zone, and he chips it away. Nice feed. Leo Carlson leaves it across for Gauthier. Shot stopped by Connor Ingram. Another nice stop from Ingram on Connor Gauthier with 5:16 left in the first period. The Anaheim Ducks are going to have an offensive zone face-off draw. So very interesting note there. Once again, a nice drop back feed there from Carlson to Gauthier, and once again, Ingram was able to snatch it with the glove. So very interesting note there. 5 minutes left in the first period, and what is a 1-0 Oilers lead. So not great news there for teams, for the Ducks, and for Oiler haters such as myself. The Ducks do wind up losing the draw, or actually one of the guys got kicked out. So now it is, I think, McTavish or someone like that, or Killorn actually had to go in and get the face-off, but he loses it. Oilers got in their own zone and tries a nice feed. Then the Oilers are able to recover possession from the Anaheim Ducks. Trying to set something up in their own zone. Nurse gets it to Murphy. Murphy to Draisaitl. Draisaitl to Puck-Colson. Puck-Colson, he's got the one goal here. He's trying to get a nice pass around across the Kapanen. Can't get there. Nurse got out the point. loops it back into Draisaitl. Draisaitl back, shoots, and I think that was stopped by Dostal. It was, and Kasperi Kapanen tried to jam it in short side, could not, and Dostal's going to be able to keep possession. So very interesting note there. Once again, this is the third all-time meme between the Ducks and the Oilers. The first one I think was in the early 2000s, might have actually been during the Oilers' run to the Cup when they played Carolina in 06. And then the last most recent series that these two teams have played was in 2017, when I think the Oilers actually got out to a 2-0 series lead, and then the Ducks stormed back and won in 7 games. So once again, this is going to be a very interesting series. I expected this one to go 7, and it sort of has the feel of a 7-game series on it. So once again, I did pick Edmonton. I would love to see Anaheim win, though, as a person who does not want to see Edmonton go very far in the playoffs again. So once again, we shall see how the series does play out. Offensive zone face-off draw here for Edmonton. Puck Olsen loses a draw, and Anaheim is able to get possession of the puck. Helleson gets it to Mintyukov. Mintyukov sends it into the neutral zone. Ducks do wind up keeping possession. And once again, Karlsson dumps it in on Ingram. Ingram is able to play the puck. Nurse gets it to Murphy, and Murphy loops it around the boards. The Ducks are able to keep possession in the offensive zone for a minute, but the Oilers are able to recover, and Nurse is able to chip it ahead. And Anaheim intercepts it in the neutral zone. Edmonton intercepts it in their own zone. And Edmonton's trying to restart. Nurse got it in the neutral zone, into the offensive zone, shoots, and he's stopped. There was too many bodies in front. One of them got blocked, and the Ducks are able to get back. The Ducks trying to streak in here. Anaheim chips it in, and now Emberson's trying to go after against Kreider, and Nurse has it, and the Ducks are able to intercept it. And back to the point, Helleson to Mintyukov. Mintyukov shoots and it goes wide. It might have gotten in off of Ingram. He's able to deflect it away. Mintyukov's got back to Helleson. Helleson shoots, deflected, it's in! The Ducks score! Yes! Anaheim has tied the game up at 1 apiece. Oh, that's huge! Fantastic. I don't know who got a deflection on it, but the Ducks have tied the game up at 1 with 3:42 left. It's Mason McTavish with the goal for the Anaheim Ducks, and the Ducks arena is buzzing. What a shot from Helleson. Beautiful tip from McTavish. Yeah, it was just Mintyukov to Helleson. Beautiful tip, McTavish, and we got ourselves a tie game. Let's go, Anaheim. Let's freaking go. Nice tip from McTavish. Kreider was right around there. Helleson's got it. And yeah, just an ever so slight deflection. Just hit the post, goes in. Great shot from Helleson. Great stuff from McTavish. And the Ducks tie this game up at 1 apiece. And once again, there's 3.5 minutes left in the first period. And this is McTavish's first of the playoffs. I'm expecting, I think, first of his playoff career, too. So very interesting note there. Helleson and Hins get the assists. So sorry, it wasn't Mintyukov who passed it over. It was Hins. And great stuff there for the Anaheim Ducks to level this game on home ice. Ducks do have it in the defensive zone, and they are able to get it. Nice pass across, and it is Gauthier trying to find some sort of passing lane. He does, but it's just a little bit off for Terry, and Terry has to pass it back to the point, and the point man does get it back into the offensive zone. Trouba gets it. Trouba to Terry. Terry gets hit below the goal line, and the Ducks are able to keep possession for the time being. Gets it back across. Trouba trying for another nice feed to one of his forwards, cannot, and the Oilers are able to get it. And oh, what a hit from Trouba! The Ducks do have possession in the offensive zone again. Seneca shoots, and that's going to be stopped. I think there might be an offside here, or no, the late penalty call on the Oilers, I think, or on the Ducks. I'm not exactly sure. It looks like there might be a penalty here. Once again, the puck was stopped. The play was stopped, and I think it might be on Szymanski. I might be on Trouba for that whole huge hit he just laid. Trouba absolutely decked. I don't know who that was. Szymanski high stick Trouba. And there's an update in the Utah game. Krause has made 3-0 Mammoth. Unreal. Yeah, Szymanski high stick Trouba after Trouba leveled. I think that was Roslovic. And I think Szymanski is going to be going to the box for that. It is a high sticking penalty on Josh Szymanski. And is it a power play or is it 4-on-4? Because it might be 4. No, it's a power play. That was a clean hit. So good stuff there for Trouba. There's 2:38 left in the first. And the Ducks will get a 2-minute power play with 2:38 left in the first. And the Mammoths are now up 3-0 on the Vegas Golden Knights. So that's interesting. Let's just change this here, as now the Ducks and the Oilers are tied at 1 apiece. So that was a really good shot there from Hellison, tipped in front by McTavish to tie that game up. And we'll get to the Utah game in a minute. But it sounds like the Utah Mammoth have given a 3-0 lead on Vegas. They are killing them right now. Anaheim wins the faceoff draw. This is their second power play of the game. Trying to find something here. Carlson's got it to go to Carlson. Carlson's got it. Carlson with an extra S. Carlson the forward. Back to Gauthier, back to Carlson the forward, back to Carlson the defenseman, back across, Carlson the defenseman, back to Carlson the forward, shoots it, tries to tip in front, scores! Ducks got another one! Power play goal from Mikael Granlund! And the Ducks take the 2-1 lead, and just like that, the Ducks are up 2-1. Fantastic stuff from Anaheim, as the Ducks are loving things right now, and that place is buzzing. My gosh. Carlson got it to the other Carlson, back across the other side to the defensive Carlson, to the Leo Carlson, shoots, and yeah, Granlund just net front presence right there to scoop up the rebound. That might actually have been deflected off of Chris Kreider. So very interesting note there, but just in the blink of an eye, it's 1-0 Oilers to 2-1 Ducks. Really good stuff there from Anaheim. So let's see here. And the Ducks now lead this game 2-1. I told you it'd be highly entertaining. I told you. Ducks get deep into the offensive zone again. It's icing. 2:07 left in the first period, and now at 2-1, Ducks lead. Really good stuff there from Anaheim. And I do appreciate you guys all for tuning in. I do appreciate it. Once again, there's still 2 minutes left in the first period, and then we'll be heading to intermission, where we will be looking at some of the other scores. And once again, I'll give you the intermission report. So I do appreciate all of that, you guys. Once again, if you haven't already, Ducks lead 2-1. They've scored 2 quick goals. One from, it was Mason McTavish, and one from Mikael Granlund. And the Ducks now take a 2-1 lead. There's 2:07 left. They're just shoveling a little bit of the ice, so just to make it a little more cleaner. Once again, there is still a couple of minutes left in the first period. So really good stuff there. Ducks up 2-1. Once again, I'm a little bit of an Oilers hater, with 2 of my favorite teams being Vegas and Seattle. So I am a little bit happy right now that the Oilers are losing, but we shall see how this winds up playing out. And the other games, the Montreal Canadiens did win in overtime earlier today, 3-2, and I haven't checked it yet, but it does sound like Utah has just taken a 3-0 lead on the Vegas Golden Knights. So some very interesting note there. Once again, love to get your thoughts down in the comment section below, down in the chat. Which games or series have been the most exciting for you guys? I think this one's got to be one of the most entertaining series so far, along with Tampa Montreal, 3 straight overtime games. The Flyers, I was not expecting them to have such a good series. And once again, offensive zone faceoff draw for Edmonton, and we're going to redo it. So once again, offensive zone faceoff draw, and Edmonton does win it. Bouchard's got it, shoots, and it's blocked by one of the Ducks players, and the Oilers are able to get below the goal line. Edmonton trying to get something going. One of the Ducks players takes down one of the Oilers players. Now when the Oilers player takes down a Ducks player, Oilers keep in the zone. Bouchard trying to get there, but the Ducks are able to clear. Edmonton's got it in their own zone. Matthias Ekholm trying to do something with it, gets it to Bouchard. Bouchard tries to get it across, and it deflects into the boards. The Ducks are able to get back in the neutral zone with 1.5 minutes left in the first period. The Ducks are able to get it, and they chip it into the offensive zone. Bouchard's back to get it. Bouchard back attracts it to Ekholm, and it is not able to kept in by John Carlson. And now the Oilers do have it into the offensive zone, making some moves. Kapanen, and he is in the corner. Carlson's got it, or actually, yeah, Carlson, and Carlson's going to get it back. I think that was from Gauthier. Carlson's in. Carlson looking for some sort of a passing lane and tries to get back to the point. They do. Back to John Carlson, shoots, and it looks like it went wide. And now here comes Leo Carlson, back, shoots, and that's just wide again, trying to get in front. And the Edmonton Oilers are able to intercept it with 48 seconds left in the first. And here comes Vasily Podkolzin, who has the only goal for the Oilers so far. And nice save there from Dostal. Kapanen's got it again to the point to Wallman. Shoots, and it's wide. Draisaitl's got it. Draisaitl trying for a stretch feed, cannot. The Oilers are able to keep it in the zone, and Anaheim loops it back around the boards. Nurse is not able to hold the line, and there's 25 seconds left in the first period. Wallman's got it behind his own net, trying to get something going here. Jake Wallman is able to stretch feed it, and the Oilers are able to get in the offensive zone, trying to keep it there. They do. 12 seconds left in the first period. and they loop it back around the net, and the Ducks are able to get it out, and they do. 2 seconds left, one, and that's going to be the first period. The Edmonton Oilers open the scoring thanks to Vasily Podkolzin, but two late first period goals, one from Mason McTavish and one on the power play from Mikael Granlund, has the Anaheim Ducks up 2-1 at the first intermission. So let's change this here and change it to intermission. Just give me 1 minute here, guys. And this is going to go to intermission. Okay, so that's all fixed up there. Let's change that up, and that's where we are at this point in time. So once again, we'll be back here in about 20 minutes for the start of the second period, but until that happens, let's go check in on this Mammoth Knights game, because it looks like the Mammoth are running away with it right now. Once again, we're just going to be tuning in here to the Mammoth Knights. It is in commercial break, so while we are in commercial break, I'll give you guys the breakdown for the intermission report between the Ducks and the Oilers. So the Ducks are currently up 2-1, out shooting the Edmonton Oilers 20-7. So the Ducks have been having a really good first period. Already 20 shots on goal in just one period. Like, that is crazy. Once again, the scoring, Podkolzin opened the scoring off of a turnover in the offensive zone. Once again, unassisted, so the Oilers opened the scoring. Then 3 minutes later, Helleson took a shot, McTavish tipped it in, and McTavish made it 1-1 game. And then on the power play, just a minute and 27 seconds afterwards, Mikael Granlund was able to score from Kreider and Leo Carlsson to give the Anaheim Ducks the 2-1 advantage, which is where we sit right now. Currently, the Anaheim Ducks are the better face-off team, having won 13 of 22 face-offs. Once again, they are 1 for 2 on the power play, so 50%. Currently, the Ducks do lead in the hits category, out-hitting the Edmonton Oilers 16-13. The Oilers lead in the blocked shots category, blocking 6 shots to Anaheim's 4. The Ducks have given 6 pucks away to the Oilers 2, and both teams have 2 takeaways on the evening. So very interesting note there, but that is your intermission report for the Ducks and the Oilers game. So very interesting note there. Once again, we are checking in back to Utah and Vegas, where currently we're in intermission for Anaheim and Edmonton, so you're not missing anything. Currently, it is 3-0 Utah, being outshot 18-7. So once again, the Knights have won 8 of 10 games under John Tortorella, including the postseason. So they have had a really good record under John Tortorella, but man, the Mammoth are clicking right now. They have scored a goal on 50% of shots. Another one! Mammoth! Krause! Utah Mammoth are up 4-0 in the middle of the second period on the Vegas Golden Knights. How are they doing so well? If the I'm at a loss for words. I'm at a loss for words. Lawson Krause is amazing. My gosh. Just an absolute, hold on, let me see. The feed just went down here for a second. Just let me get this thing back up. But man, what a start for this game in Utah. What start to playoff hockey in Utah. The Mammoths are up 4-0. How are they doing so well? Like, that is crazy. Let me try and change this up here before another goal goes in. Hold on here, guys. Like, I was expecting this to be a very close game in Game 3 in Utah. I was not expecting that. 4-0 Mammoth. That place is buzzing. I expected Mammoth in 6, so if the Mammoth win, they'll up 2-1 in that series. That's looking really good for my prediction. But man, like, I was not expecting them to have this dominant of a showing. Crows the second of the playoffs. Hold on, let's see here. The Knights do have the puck, and they're trying to get something going. As this is by Keller. My goodness, the Ducks, the Mammoth are killing them right now. Once again, hold on here. I just want to see this goal. Like, that is crazy how good the Mammoths are going right now. Up 4-0. Yeah, like I said, I picked Utah to win this series. I am a Golden Knights fan, so I do hope that the Knights win this series, but I also like teams who don't have much success. I love the newer teams to hope to have success. Being Utah has a lot of their players from Arizona from all those years ago. That franchise in and of itself, even before they technically moved to Utah, but were an expansion team, did not have a whole bunch bunch of success. So while I am hoping Vegas does win this series, I picked Utah, and I would not be one bit unhappy if Utah did wind up winning this series. So once again, they're just showing the highlights here, I think. Hold on. Let me just try and get this. I want to see a couple of these goals. Like, man, Utah is firing on all cylinders right now. And I do apologize for any sort of buffering in the stream. The weather here is bad, so the Wi-Fi is not overly great right now. So I do apologize if the stream sort of like glitches out a little bit or the screen freezes. But I do apologize for all of that. Once again, can't really control any of it. So I just want to see this goal here for Utah. Hold on a minute here. Once again, they had defenses on face-off. Uyghur got it. Uyghur passed it to Kraus. Kraus to Keller. Keller back to Kraus. Oh, it was a beautiful tip from Lawson Kraus. My gosh, what a beautiful tip. And I want to see that third goal because I think that one was Kraus too. Once again, just give me a second here, guys. Once again, Utah, man, is looking really, really good in the postseason. I know a lot of people picked Vegas because of the experience, but I picked Utah because I thought that they would be able to have a little more firepower. I like the goaltending a little bit better, so I picked Utah in that series. But man, I was not expecting them to be this dominant in Game 3. Like after the first two games, 4-2. Besides, like you gotta think about it. Besides that third period that Vegas had in Game 1, Utah's basically outscored them every other period. They outscored them 1-0 in the first. In Game 1, it was 1-1 in the second period. In Game 1, in Game 2, it was 1-1. It was 1-1, and then they outscored them in the third period. So if you take out that third period that the Vegas Golden Knights came back and won Game 1, the Mammoths have outscored them 2-1, 3-2, and now 4-0. So that would be 9-2. So besides one period for Vegas, Utah's basically been controlling this entire series. So once again, if Utah wins this game, which it's looking like they will, and if Utah wins Game 4, I'm liking their chances to win in 6. So once again, we'll have to wait and see how that game goes on Monday between Utah and Vegas. But man, Utah is clicking. All of a sudden, it is looking like it is the Mammoth series to lose. And once again, those threads on home ice, the Mammoth, that looks absolutely unreal. So once again, I'm just trying to find this third goal here from Utah. I really just want to see how that puck went in. So once again, you're not missing anything. The Ducks and Oilers game is in intermission, so you are not missing anything. Once again, we're just sort of checking in here on the Utah at Vegas game because I do think this is going to be a very interesting game to keep our eyes on. Once again, all three series came into this tonight. The three series that are playing in 1-1 games or 1-1 series. So the winners of tonight's games in all three games. So the winner of tonight's 3 games will lead their series as 2-1 after tonight and go into Game 4 up 2-1. So it'll be very interesting to note there. Once again, my next stream that I am planning on doing will be on Tuesday. I'm not planning on doing anything on the weekend with the fact that there's a possibility that Philadelphia and Carolina, who are both supposed to play on Monday, would potentially be swept. It doesn't look like I'm going to be doing anything on Monday either. So it sounds like at this point in time, my next stream will be on Tuesday at probably 5:30 or 6 p.m. Mountain Time. Once again, have to see how the games on the weekend go. But we're either probably going to do Buffalo-Boston or Dallas-Minnesota Game 5. I'm probably going to take Wednesday off, and then I'm going to do Thursday game. I'm going to do a Friday game, and then I'm going to try and do as many Game 7s as I can on Saturday and Sunday. Can't guarantee that I'll get to all of them because I do have church. I do have a couple of errands to run on Sunday, so I'm not going to say it's a guarantee that I'm going to get to all Game 7s. I'm going to try and get to as many Game 7s as I possibly can. So very interesting to note there. Once again, just trying to figure out how the third goal went in for Utah before they made it 4-0. Once again, just trying to figure out some things here. I do appreciate you guys all for tuning in the chat. I really do appreciate it. If you guys are here, leave a chat down below. It really does help with the channel. And once again, if you guys can subscribe, leave a comment, leave a like, really do appreciate it. Once again, just trying to check in here to see how the Utah Mammoth scored their third goal. It looked like it was Kraus. It's right here. Hold on. And Kraus, it's another deflection. Kraus is having himself a game. He's on hat trick watch at this point. So really good stuff there from Utah. Let's go live. Let's see if there's been any other updates regarding this game. And hold on. Once again, it's just loading. Once again, I do apologize. The weather out here is not overly great. So I do apologize for any sort of buffering. that the feed is a little bit slow here. Once again, they're just showing Kraus on the bench. It is still 4-0 with just under 8 minutes to go in the second period. Unless the Vegas Golden Knights pull off an absolute miracle in that third period, it looks like Utah's probably going to win this game. Once again, the puck is in the Utah zone. Vegas is able to recover it. Utah is able to recover it, and Utah's got it, trying to get out of their own zone, and they are not able to. Eichel shoots, and it's tipped just wide. Once again, Kirill Vejmelka kept them in that game to start with because they were getting outshot 9-1 before they scored that first goal. So Vejmelka deserves a lot of kudos at this point in time. And then Kraus scored twice, Uyghur scored, Gunther scored a power play goal. Vegas is in here, drop feed, can't get it to Barbashev. Vegas does get back, shot, cannot keep it in. Now they do. Eichel to Lauzon. Lauzon trying to get it into the offensive zone, and he does, but he can't get it across to his D partner, Korzak. Korzak does get at the point, loops it back behind the net, into the corner. Vegas is able to keep it. Feather on goal, shoot, score! The Knights are on the board. They have broken Vejmelka's shutout, and that is Jack Eichel, who has made it a 4-1 game. So good stuff there for Vegas, as they are on the boards, and the Utah Mammoth lead has been cut back down to a 3-goal advantage. So a huge goal there. Once again, Vegas not being able to get much offense going so far today by the looks of things. Stone had it behind the net. It hit one of the Utah Mammoth skate blades, went right on net. Vejmelka made the original stop, but went right to Jack Eichel, who was able to just backhand it into a wide open cage. So Jack Eichel is able to score, and the Vegas Golden Knights make this a 4-1 game. So let's just see here. Just give me a second here, guys, as Vegas is able to get on the board. Once again, we'll see if Vegas is able to make some sort of a miracle happen. But right now, it is looking like it is all Utah in the first period. So once again, we'll be keeping tabs on this game. I do want to check back in on the Ducks-Oilers game. Once again, I do appreciate all of you guys for tuning in here. I do appreciate that. They're just showing some of the highlights from the Habs-Bolts game, where the Habs won 3-2 in overtime. Lane Hudson scored, so I just want to see that. Hold on a minute here, guys. Let's see. I just want to see this Lane Hudson goal in the overtime period for the Montreal Canadiens. Once again, you're not missing anything. We're currently in intermission between the Edmonton Oilers and the Anaheim Ducks. Just checking out a couple of highlights here from the Montreal Canadiens Tampa Bay Lightning game. They're just showing the second goal for Montreal that tied up in the second period. It was a nice shot from Kirby Dach that deflected off of a couple of Lightning players. And then in overtime, let's see here. It was a nice play there. Lane Hudson had it at the point. Oh my gosh, what a shot from Mr. Lane Hudson. He walked into one. That's 3 straight overtime games in that Habs-Bolts series. Habs have won 2 of them. Bolts have won 1 of them. So very interesting to note there. Once again, they're now just showing some of the Utah-Vegas highlights, which has been extremely one-sided at this point in time. Kraus had a couple of tip goals in the second period that has the Utah Mammoths currently up 4-0. And then, of course, Jack Eichel just scored to make it 4-1. So very interesting to note there. It's been all Utah at this point in time. Eichel's been able to get them back within 1, which has been huge for Vegas. Keeps their hopes alive. But once again, it's been all Utah. They have been looking really good on home ice. And if they keep this level of play up, they should be able to win this game. And if they play like this in their next game, they're going to have a good shot to win this series. Once again, we shall see how that goes. Once again, I don't plan on doing any more live streams over the weekend. My next live stream will probably be on Tuesday next week at 5:30, 6 o'clock Mountain Time. I'll have to figure out which game we're doing. It's either going to be Boston-Buffalo or Minnesota-Dallas, but that is probably going to be my next live stream. We will have a couple of videos before then. Once again, we do have daily fan reactions to at least one game that happened on that day, and we do have daily game recaps. We'll do a short just recap in the day that was in the NHL. So once again, you guys could check those videos out on my YouTube channel. Tomorrow we will also have a trade rumor video, and Monday we should be able to get back into scripted with the What If the NHL Had a Script video. Once again, have not done one of those in a week and a half since the NHL regular season finished up, so it'll be my first playoff What If the NHL Had a Script, so I hope you guys tune in for that one. That's going to be a video that's probably going to come out at some point on Monday this week, so very interesting to note there. I do hope you guys all tune in for that. Once again, you're not missing any sort of action. We are gearing up for the second period between the Ducks and the Oilers. So let me just change this here because we're about to get underway between the Ducks and the Oilers in the second period. So once again, you are not missing anything. We are currently in our last commercial break before the intermission is finished. So let's move this into the middle here, and that is good. So really good stuff there. A little more in the middle. Let's move this way, and I think that should be a little bit over this way, and that should be good. Okay, so we're now going into the second period between the Ducks and the Oilers. So very interesting note there. I do appreciate you guys all for tuning in. Once again, we're just heading back here for the Ducks Oilers period number 2. So really good stuff. Thank you for tuning in. I do appreciate it. Hope you like the stream, and hope you guys can tune in for my next game that I have. Probably will be on Tuesday between Dallas and Minnesota, or between Buffalo and Boston. Will be a little bit of an earlier time start. So once again, it'll probably be around either 5:30 if it's the Boston Buffalo game, or 6 o'clock if it's the Dallas Minnesota game. So I do appreciate you tuning in, Marshall, and I hope you have a good night. So I do appreciate that. And I do appreciate you for all of your chats that you have left. So I really do appreciate that. We'll see how those games go, though, and I hope you have a good night. Once again, you're just about to start the second period between the Ducks and the Oilers. I do appreciate you guys all for tuning in. If you guys are just tuning in, we have seen two games happen earlier today. The Habs were able to win a nail-biter, another overtime game in that Habs-Bolt series. This time the Habs came on top, 3-2 in overtime, to take a 2-1 series lead. And the Utah Mammoth in the late stages of the second period currently boasts a 4-1 lead over the Vegas Golden Knights in the first ever NHL playoff game in Utah. So that's going to be very interesting. Once again, some very interesting games happening. In this game here, we saw the Vasily Podkolzin open the scoring for the Edmonton Oilers to give them a 1-0 lead on the road, but then 2 quick goals, and I think about a minute and a half, one from Mason McTavish, tipped in front, and then one from Mikael Granlund on the power play would give the Anaheim Ducks the 2-1 advantage, which is where we sit right now. Just finishing up the first intermission, and we're about to go to the second period in the very near future. So once again, I do appreciate you guys all for tuning in. Once again, the games are still being played here. Once again, we do still have Utah Vegas, which we will be keeping tabs on throughout the rest of the evening. And once again, this game has not gone underway just yet. So very interesting to note there. Once again, we're just finishing up the last few commercials. Once again, we should be able to start in the very near future. So we shall wait and see how that goes. Once again, if you guys can, leave a chat, leave a comment, leave a subscribe, leave a like, tell all your friends the best hockey content on YouTube is right here at the End to End Hockey channel. We will be having some more live streams next week, most likely on Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. And we're going to try and hit as many Game 7s on the weekend next week as we possibly can, depending on how many Game 7s there are, and depending on my schedule. So once again, we will be trying to do as many as we can, but I can't guarantee we get all of them, but we will be having some more live streams later on next week. Don't plan on doing any sort of live streams over the weekend. Don't plan on doing any live streams on Monday because there's a very likely chance there'll be only 1 or potentially 2 games on Monday. With the Canes and the Flyers Game 5s happening on Monday, but there could be no Game 5s for either one of those series, with Carolina and Philadelphia having a shot to sweep their series tomorrow. So once again, we shall wait and see on that, but I'm not planning on doing anything on Monday, but we should be back on Tuesday for either Boston, Buffalo, or Dallas, Minnesota Game 5s. I should have a schedule out at some point either Sunday or Monday, so stay tuned for that. But we're just about to get back into game action here between the Ducks and the Oilers. So once again, if you guys are just tuning in, the Ducks currently lead 2-1 after a couple of late second period goals from Mason McTavish and from Mikael Granlund. So very interesting to note there. Once again, I also do apologize for any background noise. I live with my family, so I do have some younger siblings that can be at times loud. So I do apologize if there's any sort of distractions in the background noise section. But I think we've been doing pretty good here today. The Anaheim Ducks currently lead 2-1. They're just showing some of the Ducks stuff because remember, this is the first Ducks home playoff game in just over 8 years. It's been 8 years and almost 2 weeks to the day since the Anaheim Ducks have hosted a playoff game. So once again, it's really good stuff there for Anaheim and Orange Country. We'll love to see playoff hockey again over there. Once again, the California teams are coming. Los Angeles, they might be going backwards a little bit here, especially with them being down 3-0 in their series against Colorado. But Anaheim, they're on the up and up. San Jose, even though they didn't make the playoffs, they're on the up and up. So really good stuff there. And we have a face-off draw here in the neutral zone, and the Oilers are able to win it. So good stuff there. They dump it down, and the Ducks are able to recover possession, trying to get it back to the point, cannot. Edmonton is able to keep it in the zone. Murphy gets it below the goal line, back to Murphy. Murphy trying to get away from a couple of Ducks players, and he is not able to. The Oilers do get to the point. Draisaitl shoots, and that's gloved by Lukas Stostal with a few minutes left, with a few seconds gone in the first period. So very interesting to note there. Just give me a second here, guys. Once again, I do apologize for that. I am still feeling a little bit under the weather, so I do apologize. Once again, it'll be, I think, an offensive zone face-off draw here for Edmonton, with just a few seconds gone in the second period, 22 to be precise. And that's I think that was one of the in front, and the Stostal's able to stop it. Edmonton gets it back to the boards. Draisaitl to the point. Nurse shoots, and it's blocked by one of the Ducks players, and the Ducks clear the zone. Nice play there from Anaheim. Anaheim's able to get deep, and VL hits Murphy off the puck. VL trying to get something in front, and he can't. The Ducks lose possession, and the Oilers regain possession in the defensive zone. Nurse gets it back around to Connor Murphy. Murphy hits it back, and it's intercepted. The Ducks are able to keep it in the offensive zone. And here comes, I think that's Leo Carlson. Back to the point, and no, it's no goal. It was a stop by Connor Ingram. Back to the point, Lacomb's got it to one of the players along the boards, and Edmonton's going to intercept it. Saminsky's got it, trying to loop around from Leo Carlson, and he does. And one of the Oilers' 8 players are able to clear it, and it goes into neutral zone, back into Anaheim zone, and Troy Terry's going to recover. And the puck goes back into the offensive zone for the Anaheim Ducks. And the Oilers are able to get back, loop it back around the zone. Emberson's got it, and he's going to clear the zone. Goes back down to the Anaheim Ducks zone, and this will be an icing call with 18:27 left in the second period. Offensive zone face-off draw coming up for the Anaheim Ducks. So good stuff there for Anaheim. Once again, they're just showing some of the highlights. VL with a huge hit on Connor Murphy, tried a wraparound attempt, but I think there was another stick that came in. Oh, he just lost it. There was another stick that came in, but that was just a lost puck. Anaheim is going to lose the draw, and Edmonton's got it. Hyman dumps it into the offensive zone, being chased there by RNH, and the Oilers are not able to keep the zone. Anaheim's got it. Neutral zone and into the offensive zone. The Ducks streaming in, shoots, and it's a nice stop from Connor Ingram. I think that puck went out of the zone. So very interesting note there, an offensive zone face-off draw here for the Anaheim Ducks. Still a couple of seconds left. Still a couple of seconds just gone in the second period. So very interesting to note there. Trouba, they're showing some of the highlights from that second game. Hellison's goal earlier on today, tipped in front by McTavish. Once again, they're just showing some of the game goals that have gone in from Connor Ingram. Once again, Ingram in the past couple of games hasn't been overly great, but tonight he has been. I mean, the Ducks have put 21 shots on goal and only have 2 goals. So once again, Ingram's doing some good things so far today. And once again, the face-off's going to be not called. They're going to have to redo it. I think someone went too early. Paling's out. McTavish is in the face-off draw. I think that's Paling. I think that is. So Paling in the offensive zone face-off draw against one of the Oilers players, and the Oilers are able to clear the puck. It goes back down into the Anaheim zone, and Anaheim is going to be able to keep it for a second, but the Oilers keep it in the zone. Shoots! Stopped by Dostal. A nice stop from Lukas Dostal with Roslovic right in front. A beautiful pass from him. I can't remember who that was. Got to Roslovic in the slot, and a huge stop from Dostal to keep it a Ducks lead. Bouchard got it to Roslovic. Roslovic with a nice shot, but it was snatched up by Lukas Dostal. So really good stuff there. Our offensive zone face-off draw here for Edmonton. Roslovic just talking to Savoie here, and it is going to be a Oilers offensive zone face-off draw. I think McDavid's here with them here, and I think McDavid just won the draw. He did. Bouchard's got it to McDavid, tries a wraparound to pass, could not. Lacombe takes McDavid off the puck, and the Ducks are able to reset below the goal line. And now the Ducks get it into the neutral zone, and they are going to lose possession of the puck. Edmonton's got it, and McDavid storms in. McDavid coming in, shoots, and stopped. Rebound. Cannot do it. Now the Anaheim Ducks have it in the neutral zone, gets it to the red line, and clears it down the ice. So very interesting to note there. Let's see. The Ducks are trying to get something going here. And the Oilers dump into the offensive zone. Savoie, nice play there. John Carlson's got it behind his own net, passes it back to Lacombe. And Lacombe trying to set something up. Nice spin move to get away from, I think that's Zach Hyman. And he dumps it into the offensive zone. Nice play from Anaheim. Edmonton's going to get the puck back in the defensive zone. And there's some nice passing. Is going to clear it out. Ducks chip it back in, but they are offside. So very interesting to note there. Killorn's got it, and Edmonton's got in their own zone, and Edmonton's going to chip it in. And the Oilers, I think that's nice and call, and it is. So offensive zone face-off draw here for the Anaheim Ducks, with I think just about 4 minutes gone in this second period. Once again, they're just showing some clips of Connor McDavid so far tonight, who has been once again held off the score sheet. The one goal was from Vasily Podkolzin, so McDavid's still looking for his first point in this series. So to keep McDavid off the score sheet for the first 7 periods of the series is quite an impressive feat there from the Anaheim Ducks. Yes, so they're 3 minutes and 12 seconds into the second period. So once again, just going to switch some things up here. So the Anaheim Ducks have it, and they lose the draw. Lacombe keeps the zone, though, as Oilers tried to clear it out of their own zone. And the Edmonton Oilers clear around the other side. The Ducks are able to keep it. The fight in the corner to the left of Connor Ingram, and the Oilers are able to keep possession of the puck. They get it, passes it, puck goes out of the zone, pass across by, I can't remember who that is, Doc, trying to chase after it, cannot. Anaheim regains possession in the defensive zone. Oh, nice hit from Doc, and they keep it in. Pass across, Nurse gets it to Draisaitl. Draisaitl tries to get it back to Nurse, cannot. And the Ducks just and the Oilers dump it down to the offensive zone. Murphy loops it back around to Draisaitl in the offensive zone, crosses it, shoots Podkolzin, scores again. Vasily Podkolzin's got his second goal of the game, and the Edmonton Oilers have tied this game up at 2 apiece. My gosh, what a game Vasily Podkolzin is having. The Edmonton Oilers tied up at 2 apiece again, and that is Podkolzin again. Or maybe Draisaitl. Let's see here. Or it might have actually been Kapanen who scored here, not Podkolzin. Just give me a second here. Murphy got around to Draisaitl. Draisaitl got it. Oh, yeah, it was Kapanen. Sorry. I got the 9 and 4 mixed up. Kapanen scores from Vasily Podkolzin, from Draisaitl and Murphy, and the Edmonton Oilers have tied this game back up. So that's now a 2-2 scoreline. So let's change that over here. Just give me a second here, guys. Let's see. Hold on a minute. And the Edmonton Oilers have tied this game up at 2 apiece. It's not great news there as a person who does not want the Edmonton Oilers to win this game or the series, but the Edmonton Oilers do wind up tying this game up. So a face-off draw here in neutral zone, 2-2 game, 21-10 the shots are for the Anaheim Ducks, and we got a new game here as it is 2-2. Ducks tip it into the offensive zone. Ingram out to play it, and he backtracks it. Nice play there. Granlund's got it, and the Ducks keep in the offensive zone. Lose the puck, though. Nurse has it behind his own net. Some nice passes, and the Oilers have it in the neutral zone into the offensive zone. Draisaitl trying to stick handle. He gets it to Darnell Nurse. Has it below the goal line for the Edmonton Oilers, and trying to get around the other side. He does. Draisaitl's got the point. Draisaitl making some people miss, and Podkolzin can't keep the zone. And they finally get out into the neutral zone. Anaheim does get possession, and they're just going to dump it into the Edmonton Oilers zone. So really good stuff there. And now the Edmonton Oilers have it. Here comes, I can't remember who that is. And now the Ducks are trying to fight for it. Board battle to the left of, or to the right of Lucas Dostal. Podkolzin's got it. Got to the point to Ekholm, shoots and stop. Minyakov's able to get it back, and the Ducks spring out. Here's McTavish. Gets it in the offensive zone, trying to look for his second goal of the game. Mason McTavish to the point. Gets it to Lacombe. Lacombe looking for it. Looking for something here. Shoots. Tries to put it short side. Cannot, but he keeps possession of the puck. Lacombe to McTavish. Loses it. And this is going to be a 3-on-1 here for the Edmonton Oilers. Edmonton trying to get something going here. And, oh my gosh, what a play by the defender back to keep that puck out. Great stuff there. Now McTavish has it. Tips it in. But they're offside, so the Ducks have to tag up. With 14 and a half minutes left in the second period. Anaheim's trying to get something going here, but Edmonton does get it back. Entering the offensive zone, loops back around. McDavid to Bouchard, shoots, stop, rebound, Dossel, and the Oilers just scored again. That's Nugent Hopkins who chips in front. I think McDavid and Bouchard are finally going to get their first points of this series. And the Edmonton Oilers, just like that, have taken the 3-2 lead on the Anaheim Ducks. So very interesting to note there. Some really good pushing here early in the second period from Edmonton, and the Anaheim Ducks are now trailing 3-2 in this game. A nice shot from Bouchard, and let's just see here before I change that. McDavid got to Bouchard. Point shot was blocked by John Carlson, and RNH was able to put it home. So Nugent Hopkins puts it home, and it is now 3-2 Edmonton. So let's change that up as the Oilers now take the 3-2 lead. So not great if you're me. if you're like me, person who wants to see the Oilers lose, not go very far in the playoffs again this year. So once again, very interesting to note there. But the Oilers do take the 3-2 lead. So interesting stuff there. Oilers win the faceoff draw in the neutral zone. Emerson's got it, tips it in, and the Ducks are going to go after it. And here comes John Carlson behind his own net, passes it, and it's tipped. It's intercepted by Edmonton, and they do fire it back into the offensive zone. Yes, Bouchard, McDavid have their first points of this series, so you're only going to keep them off for so long. Really interesting to note there. Ducks have it in their own zone. Passes it in front, intercepted by one of the Oilers players. Hyman's right there, shot, stopped by Dostal, and he's going to cover up with 13:51 left in the second period. And what is a 3-2 Edmonton Oilers lead? So very interesting to note there. I do appreciate you guys all for tuning in, and I'll let you guys' thoughts in the chat below. Once again, Kapanen scored, tied up, and then just a few seconds later, it was Ryan Nugent-Hopkins to give the Edmonton Oilers a 3-2 lead. So very interesting to note there. Once again, we'll be keeping up to date with the scores here. I'm just going to really quickly check on the Utah-Vegas game because the Edmonton-Anaheim game is currently in commercial break, so you're not missing anything. Currently, Utah-Vegas is in the second intermission, and the Utah Mammoths are currently up 4-1. So with it being commercial break and intermission, we're going to change the Utah-Vegas scoreboard here to the third period because it will be in the third in the next couple of minutes. So let's change that here to the third. So very interesting note there. Remember, Utah is up 4-1 on the Vegas Golden Knights. So very interesting to note there. And once again, it is currently 3-2 Edmonton. You are not missing anything. The Oilers are currently up 3-2, but we are in a commercial break, so you're not missing anything. And the Utah-Vegas game is in intermission, so you're not missing anything in that game either. So once again, we shall see if Utah is able to get that game across the finish line. We shall see how many more goals we'll have in this Oilers-Ducks game, which has already been very highly entertaining. Once again, I am hoping that the Ducks win this game. I'm expecting the Oilers to win the series, but I'm hoping the Ducks can. Like, I would love to see a Anaheim-Utah second-round matchup. Like, I think that would be my ideal Pacific Division matchup. I'm a Knights fan, so I wouldn't mind if the Vegas Golden Knights wound up winning that series and it was a Knights-Ducks series. The worst series in that sort of possibility would be a Knights and a Oilers series. Like, I don't want to see that again. So, like, either Ducks and Knights, or Ducks and Mammoth will be a very entertaining series in the second round, in my opinion. Once again, we're going to redo the face-off draw here. Edmonton's got offensive zone face-off draw. It's Draisaitl in there against, I think that's Seneca. Once again, Granlund was just waved out, and the Oilers are able to win it. Schultz off the draw, and Dostal with a nice save. Anaheim recovers possession behind their own net. Seneca's got it. Seneca into the offensive zone to Granlund. Granlund has some space. Back to Seneca. Back to Granlund. Shoots. And it was blocked. Granlund's got it again. Looking for a shooting lane. He can't find one. Seneca shoots. Stopped by, I think that was Ingram. Anaheim keeps possession in the offensive zone. Anaheim trying to get the equalizer here after Edmonton scores a couple of quick ones. Around the nets. Behind the net now, Anaheim still has possession of the puck. Edmonton trying to kick it away, and they do. Puck goes out of the zone. Seneca has to regroup as Anaheim tries to tie this thing back up. Anaheim now has it, pass in front, and Seneca can't get there. Kaloran trying to keep it in the zone, and he is able to. Shots from the point, and it's gloved by Ingram. There'll be offensive zone face-off draw here for the Edmonton Oilers, and one of the Oilers players is hunched over on the bench. So that'll be interesting to keep an eye on. I don't know who that is. Just trying to see here. And I think that's Podkolzin who's hunched over. I don't know what happened. Oh, he took a shot to his ankle. Hope he's okay because he's been having himself quite a game for the Edmonton Oilers. So he's just being checked out on the bench, and he was hobbling off the ice. So that's not good there for the Edmonton Oilers if they lose Vasily Podkolzin. But it looks like he's still on the bench. He's not gone down the tunnel or anything, so he still could play it at some point, but he is getting checked out by the trainer. So not good stuff there from Vasily Podkolzin. And now he is going down the tunnel. Okay, that is not good news there for the Edmonton Oilers if they're losing Podkolzin for the Knights. So once again, he's just going down the tunnel. He might be back on the bench at some point later on, but that is not good. He blocked one heck of a shot from Mikael Granlund. Ducks win the face-off. Pass across to Hines. Hines dumps it down, and the Ducks are able to keep the zone. It's Paling who dumps it back down. McTavish has it. McTavish trying to fight for it along with two Oilers players, and the Ducks aren't able to keep the zone. Curtis Lazar is trying to fight for it with Chris Kreider, and Lazar is able to feed into the defensive zone, offensive zone, and now some more players fighting along the board, and the Ducks are able to get it out of the zone. It goes right. No, it goes right past Ingram. This is going to be an offensive zone face-off draw. After an icing, Podkolzin is back on the bench, so that's good news there for the Edmonton Oilers to have Podkolzin back with 12:34 left in the second period, and it looks like he's getting ready to go back on the ice potentially during the next shift. So that is really good news there for Edmonton. That Podkolzin back on the bench. That did not take long to try and fix whoever was there. Once again, I think this is Paling out there to take a face-off draw against McDavid, and Paling to win it. Hellison's got it to the blue line for the Ducks, and they do clear it out. And Paling does have a little bit of space here. 1-on-2. Shot. Nice black check by Connor McDavid. Good stuff there. Ducks do keep in the offensive zone, though. Gets it across to Gauthier. Gets it across to Lacombe. Shoots. Stopped. Lacombe backhander, and it goes wide. Leo Carlson's got it. Trying to keep in the offensive zone. They do. Back to the point. Shot. Stopped. And now Lacombe's got back to the point. Shot. Gauthier. Stopped. Carlson tries to get it. Cannot. And the puck goes back into the neutral zone. So very interesting note there. 11:57 left in the second period. Ducks trying to find some sort of a lane here. Anaheim trying to get to it. And the Ducks are going to be able to bring it to the offensive zone. Carlson leaves it for Terry. Terry trying to dump it into the offensive zone. Cannot. Edmonton's going to get possession back. And they dump it back into the neutral zone. Anaheim's going to get there. And they pass it back. And the Ducks now in the defensive zone trying to reset here. Gautier's got it. Shots this period are 8-4 for the Oilers, so they're definitely turning it up. Here's a little bit of an interception here. Shot, Carlson, stopped by Ingram. Nice stop from Connor Ingram. The Ducks are able to get there. And here's Zach Hyman, who is able to get it into the offensive zone. Carlson's trying to get there. Nice hit from Hyman on John Carlson. He's able to keep the zone for the time being. Seneca's got it. Edmonton regains possession, and it's Podkolzin to Hyman, McDavid to Hyman, back to McDavid, back to the point. And now the Oilers are trying to get something going here. Emberson high up around the boards. Emberson does get there. Back to the point. Can't get it. Misfeed. And the puck goes around there. So very interesting to note there. So very interesting stuff here. Once again, let's see. And the Oilers dump it into the offensive zone. They're able to beat out the icing or not. I don't think they beat out the icing. This might be an offensive zone face-off draw here for the Anaheim Ducks. Once again, they're just showing some more highlights here. Gauthier to Lacombe, tried to feed it, but it went right into the chest of Connor Ingram. So very interesting to note there. Nice try for Lacombe. And once again, there's 10.5 minutes left in the second period and what is a 3-2 Edmonton Oilers lead. Ducks have offensive zone face-off draw here after the icing, and the Ducks are able to win it, but the Oilers are able to get it back. And Draisaitl's got it across, and here comes tipped in front, and the Oilers are able to get it. But Anaheim recovers in the defensive zone, gets it, tips into the offensive zone, and Edmonton's got in the neutral zone, feeds it back into the Anaheim Ducks end. So nice stuff there from Edmonton. Anaheim tries to feed it across. They do. Paling, nice tip. Edmonton's got back in their zone. They're just going to tip into the neutral zone. Anaheim's got it again in the offensive zone. Lacombe trying to get it deep. He can't. And the puck goes back into the neutral zone where Anaheim is going to recover. Anaheim dumps it down, rims it around the boards. Anaheim shot, stopped on McTavish. Nice stop from Ingram. Anaheim does have it, trying to weave around. I think that might be Leo Carlson back to the point. Gets it back down to below the goal line, but they can't. It was blocked, and Edmonton is able to recover. Kapanen's got it across to Draisaitl. Draisaitl, I think that's McDavid. And the Edmonton Oilers are able to get it. Yeah, that was McDavid. Gauthier's now got it. Might be a 4-on-3 here for Anaheim. Nice play from Gauthier. He's going to be taken down. No penalty on the play. The Oilers are able to get back. Here's McDavid across. Tries to get it front. Cannot. McDavid now got it around the boards to Bouchard. Bouchard back to the defensive zone. And Bouchard's got it across. Ekholm with a blast. Stopped. It was blocked in front. Gauthier gets it. But Edmonton's going to keep the zone. McDavid's got it around the net. Tries some sort of a backhand feed to Savoie. Cannot. And the Oilers do keep possession. Hyman's got it in the corner. Trying to keep possession here. And they're fighting for it along the wall. Trying to keep it in. And Edmonton is. Bouchard is going to be able to keep it in. For a second, McDavid shoots, stopped by Dostal, and that's going to be a cover-up and another face-off in the offensive zone for the Edmonton Oilers with 8:52 left in the second period. Once again, a commercial timeout, so you're not missing anything, but the Anaheim Ducks currently are trailing the Edmonton Oilers 3-2, so very interesting to note there. Now let's see how the Knights and Vegas game, Mammoth game's going right now. That should be in the third period now. Once again, we are going to be checking with some of the other games while the Oilers-Ducks games go to commercial break or are in intermission, so we'll check on the other games. Once again, we're just checking in on how good this game's been so far. Once again, it's still in the second intermission between Utah and Vegas, so once again, no score updates there between Utah and Vegas. Once again, overtime game here earlier today between the Montreal Canadiens and the Tampa Bay Lightning. The Canadiens were able to get the overtime winner thanks to a bullet of a shot from Lane Hudson. That was able to get the Montreal Canadiens the lead, so really good stuff there. They now lead that series 2-1 heading into Sunday's game. Utah's currently up 4-1 on the Vegas Golden Knights. That is Game 3 as well. Game 4 goes on Monday, so if Utah's able to hold on to that lead, really good chance there for them to potentially go up 3-1 on Monday. And then this game, 3-2 Edmonton in the second period. We should be getting back from commercial break in just a few seconds. Once again, that should be back in from the break in just a few seconds. Hold on a minute here, guys. Once again, I'm sorry if my screen's a bit buffery or things like that. We do have a little bit of a storm here where I live. So once again, it's is going to be a little bit buffer because of the weather, so I do apologize for that, and I do apologize for everything else. But we do have a very interesting game here. Once again, it is 3-2 Oilers. So the Oilers open the score in the first period thanks to Vasily Podkolzin. The Ducks will score a couple of late set first period goals, one from McTavish, one from, it was McTavish, and then it was Granlund on the power play. They made it 2-1. And then early in the second period, the Edmonton Oilers will score 2 quick goals in succession. Kapanen was the first one. And then it was Ryan Nugent-Hopkins with Bouchard McDavid finally getting on the score sheet. So very interesting to note there. Once again, offensive zone face-off draw here for Edmonton. It is, let's see here, Lazard taking the face-off dots, and I think he might be kicked out or not. Yes, he's going to be kicked out. McDavid's now going to take the face-off dot against, I think that's Paling or McTavish, or Seneca might be actually. And Wache is actually going to win that. Sorry, it was Wache. Anaheim's going to get the possession in their own defensive zone. They get it back. VL tips it into the offensive zone, chases after the puck. Murphy's got it, and they both fall down behind the net. Edmonton's now got possession of the puck in the neutral zone, trying to streak into the Anaheim zone. They do for a second, but now Anaheim intercepts it. Nice try here. Trying to get some sort of a passing lane, cannot. Lazard put him to the boards, and the Oilers are going to be able to regain possession. Nurse has got it. Feeds it down below. And now the Anaheim Ducks got it back. Intercepted. Edmonton's got it, but there's no passing lane there. Anaheim's got it back. The Ducks trying to get into the offensive zone. They do. Lacombe shoots. Stopped by Ingram. Seneca's got it. Feeds it around the boards. It's stopped by one of the Oilers players. Killorn trying to fight for it. So is Seneca. There's a couple of Oilers defenders down there. Ekholm and Bouchard. And the Oilers do end up getting the puck back. And Savoie passes it back. Nice pass there, and the Ducks do wind up keeping possession. The Ducks in the offensive zone. Passes it to Seneca. Seneca shoots, and he found on the shot. Edmonton's going to recover possession, and the Oilers dump it back down. The Ducks got it now in their own zone. Minikov pass across the Granlund, trying to get around Bouchard, and he can't. And the puck's going to stay in the corner for a minute. Ekholm's got along the boards. The Ducks do keep it in, though. Anaheim's got it. Minikov shoots. Stopped by Ingram. Nice stop. Another shot from one of the shoots. Scores. Killorn. Tie game again. Alexander Killorn into a wide open cage has tied this game up at 3 apiece. Fantastic stuff, and the Anaheim Ducks are buzzing. That arena's going bananas. Alex Killorn scores. Love to see that. He got a goal in the last game, too. Huge stuff there from the Anaheim Ducks, and this is a 3-3 game. A nice shot here. Once again, they were fighting for the puck. The puck goes back there. Tried to get it in front, and once again, Killorn, the puck just went straight to Killorn, who had a wide open net. Granlund tried to get it, and he got it. Instead of shooting it, he passed it to a wide open Killorn, and that was money there. Killorn's 39th career playoff goal, and the Anaheim Ducks have tied this game up at 3 apiece. A huge goal there from Alexander Killorn. So let's change this to 3. And now we have a 3-3 game in the late stages of the second period. Once again, the Ducks have had some really solid showings in the second period in this series. Edmonton coming right back down, but a nice stop there from Lukasz Dostal. So good stuff there for the Anaheim Ducks. Once again, they're just showing some of the clips here. It was a nice shot. Granlund, instead of going for the shot, goes for the pass, and he sends it right to Alex Killorn. So Granlund has himself a couple-goal game, which is fantastic stuff there. And it's a 3-3 game with 7:16 left in the second period. So I really appreciate all of you guys for tuning in. I do appreciate that. Once again, Killorn second of the series. Anaheim trying to win a defensive zone faceoff draw, and they do. Wache gets it to Lacombe, who gets it to, I think that's Hines. And the puck winds up going back in the Ducks zone. Lacombe around to Trouba, and he can't keep the line, but now he does. The Oilers trying to keep it in the offensive zone, and they can't. Puck in the neutral zone. Edmonton trying to recover possession, and they do. And this might be a little break here for Zach Hyman. Hyman in, trying to get around some players, cannot. Hyman looping back around. Trouba's on him, and they do wind up tipping it back to the point, but there's no one there, and the Oilers have to regroup and neutralize to go back into their own zone. Turnover. What a bad pass from Wallman. And now Gauthier gets it back. Shot by VL. It's blocked, and now puck goes back into the neutral zone, and I'm trying to race for it, and they are able to recover it. And the Ducks are going to try and slow down the game a little bit here. Nice play. And the Ducks are onside here. Gauthier trying to get something in front. Cannot. Gets it back to the point. They got a little bit of space here. And now it's back to, I can't remember who that was. Number 74, I think that was Moore. Oh, it was Carlson. And that's another nice stop from Connor Ingram as the Edmonton Oilers are able to stop it. Offensive zone faceoff draw here for Anaheim with, I think, just over 5 minutes left in the third period. So very interesting note there. I do appreciate you guys all for tuning in. Once again, let's see how this goes here. We're going to have an epic conclusion to this one because it's been a high-scoring, high-octane event like I thought. We're already tied for the most goals we've had on a live stream, which was last night when we had the 6 goals between LA and Colorado, and one of them was an empty netter. So once again, we're going to have at least 1 goal on a goaltender here to finish out the game because one of these teams has to at least score 1 more goal, and we could have more. So let's see here. Ducks trying to win an offensive zone faceoff draw here. Paling is able to win it. Mintyukov sends it around the boards to Kreider. Kreider trying to keep into the offensive zone. Edmonton trying to get it back out, and they are able to pass it, keep it in the zone for a second. And here's Murphy. Gains the red line, clears it down the ice. And now the Anaheim Ducks are able to get possession, and it's just chipped back out into the Edmonton zone as Edmonton regroups. Nurse gets it to Murphy. Murphy trying to get it across. Is not able to. Paling might be a 2-on-1 here. A nice play from the back-checking Oiler forward. The Ducks are not able to keep it, and this might be a little bit of a break here for Edmonton now. McDavid got it to Draisaitl, who set off the puck, and the Anaheim Ducks regain possession in their own zone. Jacob Trouba's got it. Trouba trying to find some sort of a lane here. Gets it across. Tipped in front. And now Ingram behind his own net to play the puck. Gets it to one of his Oilers teammates, and the Oilers are able to clear the zone. Doc's got it into the offensive zone. Doc trying to find some sort of a lane there. Cannot, and the puck goes up and out of play for the Edmonton Oilers. I think this should be either a neutral zone face-off draw or offensive zone face-off draw for Edmonton. We're going to commercial break here. Alex Killorn has given the Anaheim Ducks a 2-1 lead, or 3-3 tie with the Edmonton Oilers. So this game is now tied. Just give me a second here, guys. Hold on a minute. Okay, so that's who that is. Okay, we're going to go over here to the Vegas and Utah game. I'm just going to try and see how that game is going right now. You're not missing anything. We are in commercial break, so let's see here. Hold on a minute. Vegas, Utah. So let's see how this game is going right now. Once again, I do appreciate you guys all for tuning in. It's still 4-1 Utah, early stages of the third period. Just going to stay here for a couple quick secs while that Ducks-Oilers game is in intermission. So let's see. Vegas gets into the offensive zone, keeps the offensive zone, and a shot stopped by Vejmelka. Puck goes to the other side. Vegas keeps it in. Vegas trying to get 3 goals in the third period again to try and tie this game back up. Utah is trying to keep their lead alive. 17 minutes left. Shot from Anderson, and it is wide. Now it's Lauzon, and the puck is intercepted by Utah in the middle of the zone. And Hurdle's got it. And along the boards, a board battle here. Utah's able to chip it up. Can't get it out of the zone though. Howden's got it. And Uyghur is able to get it, and they're going to be able to clear the puck out of the net zone. So that's a huge clear, and Utah's able to go off on a change. Once again, you're not missing anything. The Anaheim Edmonton game is in not intermission, but in a commercial break, so you're not missing anything. Let's go head back over there. It's still 4-1 Utah. Offensive zone face-off draw here for Edmonton with 5:17 left in the second period. So once again, it's just buffering for a second. Once again, I do have some bad Wi-Fi because of the weather here, so I do apologize for that. Just give me a second here. Once again, Oilers and Ducks in the offensive zone. Oilers in the offensive zone. Defensive draw here for the Ducks. And we're going to redo the face-off draw here. Remember, to the right of Lukas Dostal, and the Oilers do win the draw. Gets it back up to the point. Bouchard is going to loop it back around the boards. Gets it to below the goal line. Washay's fighting for it, as is, I think, Hines. And the Ducks are able to get it. No, they're not able to get it out. Now they are. And the Ducks are able to get out. Lacomb's got it. And one of the Ducks forwards clears it in. Washay goes after it. And VL whips around the boards to the point. Mitnikov's got it, loses the puck. He's able to whip it back around the boards. Ekholm with the intercept. And the Ducks are able to keep it in for a second. Board battle here between the Ducks and the Oilers. Puck goes around the boards. Ducks keep it in. Ducks keep possession. For a second, though, Edmonton now intercepts it. And the Oilers are able to flip it into the neutral zone. Trying to get a stretch feed here to Zach Hyman. And Hyman reverse hits. Is able to get the puck. Trying to get away from Mitnikov. And Hyman and Mitnikov fight in the corner. Edmonton gets the puck loose. Murphy has it now in the corner. Loops it back around the boards. And Edmonton is going to lose the possession of the puck. Terry's got it. And he's going to pass it out. Nice pass here as Leo Carlson goes after it. Nice play from Ingram to put it away from the front of the net. Once again, another board battle here between the Ducks and the Oilers. And the Oilers are able to get it. Darnell Nurse. Nurse gets it, tries to feed it, cannot. And now here comes Matt Savoie. Savoie in, dumps the puck around the boards to the other side, and the Ducks all miss the puck except for Lacombe, who brings it in. And this might be a little bit of an odd-man rush here for Lacombe. And he's got it to Terry, shoots, tries to go short side. Ingram was ready for it. Ducks get the puck back, trying to get some sort of magical moves in there. Cannot, but they do keep possession. At the point, Lacombe's got it, shoots, and it's tipped wide. It goes back to the corner, back to the point, shoots, and it's stopped. And there's Rebound scores! The Ducks tipped it in! I don't know how that puck went in! The Ducks, wait, no, it's waved off. High sticking. Once again, I don't know if this is going to count or not. Granlund is high-fiving, but it looked like it was waved off. We're going to check this out. This might be a high sticking call on Mikael Granlund, or it might not be. We'll have to wait and see. They waved it off, but Granlund did go on the handshake line, so this is going to be interesting. The Ducks might challenge it if they feel like this one was called wrongly or not right, so we shall wait and see what happens here. Once again, it's still a 3-3 game by the looks of things for right now. Let's see here. Let's see, where did this puck go? Ooh, that's going to be very close. Granlund wound up batting the puck out of the air. That might be a little bit of a high stick. I think that was a high stick. One of the Oilers players tried to glove it. He got above his glove and fit it right past Connor Ingram. I think that one might be just a one that's a little bit too high. Yeah, I think that's a high sticking call. Okay, so it doesn't look like this is going to be counting as a goal. Granlund did try and feed it, try and bat the puck out of the air, but it looks like it was a little bit of a high stick. That angle didn't look too high, but the call on the ice was no goal. So once again, we shall wait and see if they do end up calling this a goal or not. Now, once again, they're just showing some of the highlights here. Let's see, and the call is going to be, let's see here, no goal. So it's no goal for the Anaheim Ducks, and it's going to be a 3-3 game going forward with 3:25 left in the second period. Once again, they're just going to see. I'm not sure if the Ducks should challenge this or not. It's going to be really, where does he make contact with that puck? Because if it's on the back end of the swing, then maybe it could be a good goal. But if it's at the very top of his swing, then that's not a goal. They're not going to challenge this, and it's going to be a 3-3 game. So smart move there, given how Los Angeles' challenging games really worked last year against the Oilers. So once again, Smart move there from the Ducks to not challenge. I don't think that will have counted. Edmonton's got the puck in the offensive zone. Here comes Bouchard trying to pull around. He does. Shoots. Stopped by Dostal. Granlund's going to be able to get there. And now maybe a little bit of a break here for the Ducks. 2-on-1. Here comes Anaheim. Pass across. Shoots. Killorn stopped. A nice stop. Diving across to get there was Connor Ingram. Edmonton gets possession. Back in the offensive zone. Passes it. Trying to get to a little bit of an open Kapanen. It was off of his stick, and the puck winds up getting cleared by the Anaheim Ducks. In the neutral zone, Bouchard turns it over to Killorn, across to another Duck player. A little bit of sticks in front, makes that pass and not able to do so. Now 2-on-1 here for Edmonton. McDavid shoots pass, and it's a loose puck in front. Shoots, and it goes, I think that was wide. A nice chance there for McDavid, but he could not tuck it in. Anaheim has the puck in the defensive zone, and now McDavid, I think, is trying to get the puck back. He cannot. Killorn takes it to the red line, dumps it in. Edmonton has to regroup in the defensive zone. Ekholm loops it back around, and the Edmonton Oilers are able to get the puck back to neutral ice. Here's Trouba. He banks it off the boards. Edmonton is able to regain possession. And here comes Edmonton. A shot stopped on Dostal. Nice stop. 2:05 left in the second period in the 3-3 tie. Here comes Edmonton. Murphy's got it to Darnell Nurse. Nurse has it, trying for a feed here, and he gets it in. Nice pass here. Edmonton looking for a shoots, and he shot. Stopped. Nice stop by Dostal. The Anaheim Ducks trying to get something going here. Anaheim behind the net, whips it around the boards, but Edmonton keeps it in. Nice pass across the dock, but he can't hold it. Now Murphy dumps it back into the offensive zone, and that's going to be put out of play. A minute and a half left in the second period in a 3-3 tie between the Anaheim Ducks and the Edmonton Oilers. So very interesting to note there. Once again, Bouchard tried to get it in. A nice little bit of a poke check there from Dostal to put it off of Bouchard's stick. And then another nice try from Alex Killorn. Nice stop there from Connor Ingram. Then I think they're probably going to show that next one here. Yep, McDavid on the 2-on-1. Always a scary sight to see McDavid coming in on the 2-on-1, but a nice stick there from Lacombe to just ever so slightly poke check that away from Luke Eschlestal, who was out of position. So good stuff there. Offensive zone face-off draw here for the Oilers. Draisaitl out there, and he is going to be waved out. They're going to redo the face-off. Draisaitl again will try and get there against Washe, and Draisaitl loses it, and the Ducks are able to get it. Mitnikov across a little bit too far for Hines, and that's going to go back into the zone. And now here comes Edmonton. Kapanen's got it in his own zone, trying to get some sort of stretch feed, and he does. Nice pass across, and drops it across to Bouchard to Podkolzin across, and the Ducks are able to intercept it. And it goes back to neutral zone where Edmonton gets it back, and they have to regroup as they were offside. So Mitnikov's got it below the goal line, trying to restart. Mitnikov's got it across to Paling. Paling dumps it into the offensive zone. Ingram's got it behind his net, tries for a pass, and he is able to get along the boards and get it out. A smart play there from Ingram. Nice try for a hustle. And the Edmonton Oilers might have a 3-on-1 here. Pass across McDavid. It goes wide. He shot it wide. He had a little bit of space there, but McDavid shooted it wide. And now the Anaheim Ducks have in the neutral zone. Now the Oilers have it, and the Ducks are able to regain possession in the defensive zone. 35 seconds left in the second period. Anaheim's able to get there. Tip in front. Might be a little bit of a break here, and they can't get to it. McTavish can't get the pass away. He tripped and fell down. Edmonton's got the puck again. Here comes Connor McDavid. McDavid into the offensive zone. Passes back to the point. Back to Bouchard. Back to McDavid. Lacombe trying to get some sort of a passing lane going. Cannot. Bouchard's got it to Killorn. Killorn loops it back around with 10 seconds left in the second period. And looks like the Ducks are probably very content to take this tie into the third period. Tries a stretch feed, and it's just a little bit out of this pass of the intended target. And the teams go down this dressing room in a 3-3 tie. So very interesting note there, but the Oilers were able to score 2 early second period goals from Kapanen and RNH to give them a 3-2 lead, but then a goal later in the second period from Alex Killorn has made it a 3-3 game. And once again, McDavid had some space there. He just put that pass wide. Once again, that's not something you usually see McDavid do. So a very bad shot there from Connor McDavid, but once again, some really good stuff there from the Edmonton Oilers as they were able to tie this game up, take the lead, and now it's once again tied going in to the second intermission. So very interesting to note there. We'll go check in on the Utah-Vegas game. I think that's going to be a very interesting one to keep an eye on. I just want to really quickly first change this into intermission. Just give me a second here, guys. It is intermission. So that is good. Move this a little bit to the middle here. So once again, this Anaheim Edmonton game will be off for the next 20 minutes as we are in intermission. And let's see how this Vegas Utah game is heading right now. Once again, just give me a few seconds here. And let's see how Vegas against Utah is going. It looks like there's still 12 minutes in the third period and 3-goal lead for the Utah Mammoth, trying to take the 2-1 series lead after losing game one. Once again, if you exclude that third period where Vegas scored 3 goals to come from behind and take the win over Utah, Utah's outscored Vegas 9-2 in the other 8 periods so far. So once again, Utah's doing some really good things. They're finding some offense. The big guys have come to play. And once again, besides one period where Vegas completely outgooled them, they've actually been being able to keep their own. Once again, there's a lot of veterans on this team. A couple of guys from the 2020 bubble playoffs when they were the Arizona Coyotes. They have a couple of other interesting players who they brought over. Like Vigar has some playoff experience from Florida. Sergachev has some playoff experience from Tampa. A couple other guys have some really good playoff experience. So there's a cross-checking penalty here on Sergachev and a power play here for Vegas. Utah's going to be able to get it and send it down the ice. So really good stuff there. 0 for 2 on the power play here for the Vegas Golden Knights so far today. Marner's got it. Stretch feed. Nice play. Might be a little bit of a 3-on-2 here for Vegas, but the puck goes a little bit out of his reach, and Marner missed it, and the puck has to go back out, and they have to tag up. Marner in the neutral zone. Marner looking for some sort of a passing lane, and he is going to just feed it across. I think that's to Dorofeev, back across, and there was a stick in front. Utah's able to clear it with a minute 20 left in the third, and the power play and 11:35 left in the third period. Hart plays it back to Marner, being shadowed by Kerfoot, loops it back across to the streaking Jack Eichel, across to Pavel Dorofeev, who takes the puck into the offensive zone, loses it for a second, gets it back. Eichel tips it around to Mitch Marner, or Stone, now to Marner. And now the Utah Mammoth are able to get possession, and they clear it down the ice. A smart play there from Utah just to clear an extra few seconds off. Hart leaves it back for Tomas Hertl as the Golden Knights and the Mammoth are changing lines. So very interesting note there. Tomas Hertl's got it. Hertl dumps it down, and they pass it back across there. Let's see how this one goes. And it is passed backwards here. So very interesting to note there. Hart's got it to Hanifin to Howden to, I think that's called Sissons back to the point to Hanifin across, and now there's 20 seconds left on the power play. Hanifin, one of the Knights fell down, shot stopped, and the puck goes back to the point. I think that's Theodore back to Hanifin, loses the puck, 12 seconds left on the power play for Vegas. Hanifin's got it, back to Theodore, shoots it, it's blocked in front, a mad scramble in front for it, and it looks like Vejmelka's going to have it with 4 seconds left in the power play for the Vegas Golden Knights being down 4-1. So very interesting to note there. And once again, I do appreciate all of you guys for tuning into the live stream. So very interesting to know there. If you guys can, leave a subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, tell all your friends. The best hockey content on YouTube is right here at the End to End Hockey channel. So definitely don't forget to check that out. Once again, I do appreciate all of you guys for showing up. We are still in intermission for the Edmonton-Anaheim game, so you're not missing anything. Once again, we're just taking a little bit of a peek here at the Golden Knights and the Mammoth game, because this game is very interesting too. It's a tied series with Vegas leading 4-1. 4 seconds left for the Utah Mammoth in the penalty box. Shot by Vegas, stopped. Gunther's able to get it out, and that's going to be it for the power play. So good stuff there for the Utah Mammoths to kill off the Vegas power play. Barbashev's got tipped in front. Vejmelka stops it with the puck, gets back into his own net. Vegas does get possession, shoots. It goes wide. Vegas is able to keep it in. McNabb's got it now, trying to get along the wall. Gunther's got it. Once again, Cooley is able to pull away with it, and Cooley now has it. Once again, we're just doing a little bit of Utah-Vegas coverage here with the Edmonton-Anaheim game being an intermission. Utah's got in the offensive zone. That's Dursey behind the goal. Gets it back to the point. Shot. And that's a stop by, I think it was Carter Hart. The puck goes back into the defensive zone for Utah. Sergachev's got it. Trying to find some sort of a feed here, and he does. Nice stretch feed, but Yamamoto cannot handle it. And now Utah is able to get it. Cole trying to get something going there. Cannot. Vegas has it in the neutral zone. Sissons has it. and the Knicks are just going to dump it in. Cole's going to high stick it, and I think it might even play with a high stick. So there's going to be a stoppage probably here with 9:14 left in the third period. And the Utah Mammoth currently lead 4-1, trying to get this game over the finish line and take a 2-1 lead over the Vegas Golden Knights. So that's very interesting out there. Once again, if you guys are still here, leave a like, leave a subscribe, leave a comment, leave a chat. Love to hear your guys' thoughts on which game has been the most entertaining so far, which series has been the most entertaining. You gotta think Philadelphia. You gotta think a couple of these other series have been really, really good. So I'll let you guys' thoughts down in the chat below if you guys are still here during the intermission break. Once again, both games are currently in breaks. One's an intermission, one's in a commercial break, so you're not missing anything. Currently, the Vegas Golden Knights are losing to the Utah Mammoth, and the Anaheim Ducks and Edmonton Oilers are tied in a 3-3 tie. This might be an X-goal win sort of game in Edmonton, Anaheim. It could be very likely to be that. Montreal is up 3-2 in overtime, or they won 3-2 in overtime earlier today. So very good stuff there for Montreal, as the Habs have won 2 overtime games over the Tampa Bay Lightning in this series. Tampa's won 1 overtime game. So that was very interesting. The Habs now currently own the 2-1 series lead, which is very interesting to note there. I never actually did the second period intermission report, so let's get that done right now, as this game is in intermission. So just give me a second here. So it's a 3-3 game. The Ducks are out shooting the Edmonton Oilers 31-19, so the Ducks have had quite a bit of shots. The Oilers open the scoring in the second period thanks to Kasperi Kapanen. Assists went to Draisaitl and Murphy. Then RNH was able to get a goal to put the Edmonton Oilers up in front 3-2. Bouchard and McDavid got their first points of the series, assists on that RNH goal, so that was really good there. And then a little bit later on in the second period, Alex Killorn scored from Granlund and Carlson to make it a 3-3 game. So that's where we sit right now. Ducks 3, Oilers 3. The Ducks are still the better team in the faceoff dot, having won 53% of the faceoffs, 22 of 41. So really good stuff there. They are still 1 for 2 on the power play, while the Oilers have not had a power play as of yet. So very interesting to note there. Hits are 28-20 in favor of Anaheim. Blocked shots are 9-8 in favor of Edmonton. Giveaways are 14-8 in favor of Anaheim. And takeaways are 4-3 in favor of Edmonton. So those are your stats. As of the break, the Oilers did outshoot the Ducks 12-11 in that second period. So the Oilers were able to get a couple more shots on goal. The Oilers have had the better third periods, I think. I think they both had a goal, and then the Edmonton Oilers went 2-1 in the third period for Anaheim in the last game, and then Edmonton scored a couple of third period goals in the earlier game. So once again, it'll be very interesting to see how this one plays out. This could be a 4-3 final. This could be a 4-5 final. This one could go to overtime. So once again, you're not missing anything. It is currently in intermission right now. And once again, I would love to hear your guys' thoughts down in the chats and down in the comment section below. And love to hear you guys see you guys subscribe, as we are trying to hit 750 subscribers in the next couple of weeks, potentially by some point in the second round. So that would be really, really great if you guys could subscribe. We do, for the future live streams, not have any games scheduled for the weekend. So Saturday, Sunday, tomorrow, the day after. Not planning on doing any sort of games. Monday, not planning on doing anything either. The one game that is definitely going to be playing on Sunday or on Monday is Vegas, Utah. But if Carolina and Philadelphia win tomorrow, there will be no other games other than Vegas, Utah. So because of all of that possibilities, I'm probably not going to do one on Monday, but we will be having one stream on Tuesday. I'm not sure which game we're going to be streaming yet, but depending on how the Sunday's games go, we will either be streaming Boston, Buffalo at 5:30 or Dallas, Minnesota at 6 o'clock. So that's probably going to be the next live stream. Probably not going to do anything on Wednesday, and then I'm probably going to have a couple of live streams on Thursday, Friday again next week. And then we're going to try and get as many Game 7s on the weekend as we can. Not going to say it's a guarantee we're going to get all of them, but we are going to try and get as many as we can. Once again, there'll probably be a couple on Saturday, probably be a couple on Sunday, depending on how many series go the full distance. So once again, we'll have to wait and see on there, but I'll try and get to as many Game 7s as I can next weekend. But we will probably have a game on Tuesday to live stream, and then a game again on Thursday or Friday to live stream. So very interesting over there, but don't expect anything on the weekend or Monday when it comes to live streaming another game. So don't expect that. Once again, they're just currently in intermission right now, so you're not missing anything. I'm going to see how the Vegas-Utah game is going right now. Once again, that game is in the later stages of the second period. It is still 4-1 Utah with under 8 minutes to go in the third period. So the Utah Mammoth are trying to push this over the finish line and take the 2-1 series lead over Vegas. Once again, let's see how this one goes. Oh, interception here from Dylan Gunther, I think that is. Gunther shoots it, and it's stopped by Carter Hart. Another goal here would be a dagger for Utah. Vegas got out the point, passes it down below, and Vegas is able to get the puck back with 7.5 left in the third period. So very interesting to note there. Utah's going to take the puck back into the defensive zone, trying to reset some things here. And Utah is going to have a stretch feed here, nice tip in, and the puck goes into the Vegas zone. Hart loops it around the boards, and the puck goes back into the neutral zone. Utah's content to do this sort of a game here. Up 4-1, 7 minutes left in the third period. Pass across, it is intercepted by Vegas. Utah's able to get the puck in, though, and now the puck goes back into the neutral zone. Vegas trying to take Utah off the puck. A couple of players fall down, and Utah is going to be able to intercept it. Vegas does now take it. It might be a 2-on-1 here for Vegas. Pass across, a nice block from Ian Cole to separate that 2-on-1 here as they try to pass it across. Utah's now got it, or Vegas now has it, as they're both fighting in the defensive zone, and the Utah Mammoth clear puck down the ice. 6.5 left in the third period, and the Vegas Golden Knights are trying to get some sort of offense here going. It was all Utah for basically this entire game. Once again, you're not missing anything. Edmonton and Anaheim are in intermission, so you're not missing anything there. Let's see here. O'Brien, and there's some big hits that were just given, and some players are yapping at each other yet again. So once again, you're not missing anything. This is Utah Vegas that we were just covering for a second here with Edmonton Anaheim in intermission. Once again, O'Brien's going to the penalty box, and he is furious for going to the penalty box. Let's see what exactly happened here. Looks like it was like some sort of a skirmish here with Nick Dowd. Once again, O'Brien is very, very livid at this point. Let's see what happened here. Kolesar hit Dursey. And let's see what else happened here. Kolesar took down Dursey, and then Dowd or Smith. O'Brien hit Smith, trying to put him offside. And after that, I guess it was like an interference minor or something on Liam O'Brien. So either way, it looks like Vegas is about to go to the power play, as there are 6 minutes left in that game and in the third period, and a 4-1 Vegas lead, or a 4-1 Utah lead. So very interesting to note there. Just give me a second here. We're going to go back to Anaheim Edmonton, see if that game has started back up yet. So just give me a second here. So it'll be very interesting to see if the Ducks and the Oilers, who winds up winning this game. I'm hoping the Ducks. I'm thinking the Oilers. I would love to see the Ducks wind up winning this series. I picked the Oilers to win this series. I don't like the Oilers particularly because they're in the same division as Vegas and Seattle, and I also like teams who have not had much success over the past while to have success, and the Ducks have not made the playoffs in 8 years, are the epitome of not having success over the past little bit. So I do hope that the Anaheim Ducks win tonight and win the series, but we could see the Edmonton Oilers do it as well. So it'll be very interesting to see who ends up coming away with this victory. Once again, you're not missing anything. We are currently in intermission between the Knights and the Ducks and the Oilers. Once again, late stages in the third period between the Mammoth and the Knights. So very interesting to note there. Once again, we're just waiting at this point in time for the next start of the third period. We should probably change that while we're waiting here. So just give me a second here, guys. I'll change this to the third period. Nothing else to notify at this point in time. Once again, they are still in intermission, so you're not missing anything. I'll just want to move this here to the middle, as the Ducks are still playing the Oilers in a 3-3 game. I do appreciate all of you guys for tuning in. I really do. Once again, Ducks, Oilers, it's still in the second intermission, so you're not missing anything. Will be very interesting to see how this goes. Once again, my feed is cutting a little bit in and out, but once again, we are still in intermission, so you're not missing a thing. We'll just go over to Vegas, Utah here as they continue to talk in the intermission. Once again, Vegas has a minute left of power play time, 5 minutes left in the game, and they're trailing Utah 4-1, so the Mammoth are looking really well to win this game and take the series advantage. Utah pressuring Vegas, Vegas trying to get something going in their own zone. They gain the offensive line. Dump the puck down. Eichel gets it across to, I think that's Marner, or Hurdle actually. Hurdle gets it to the point to Dorofiev. Dorofiev tries to get back, and he does. And now they try and set up something on the power play. Stone got it to Eichel. Eichel back to Stone. Stone back to Eichel. Eichel shoots it, stopped, and the Utah Mammoth clear the puck to the blue line. Vegas keeps it in. And it's Hurdle who's got it, tries to get across. Schmalz gets it, clears it. That might do it for the power play for the Vegas Golden Knights. Once again, you're not missing anything. We're just able to start a third period in Edmonton and Anaheim, but it's still an intermission, so you're not missing anything for that game. Once again, Vegas clears it down the ice. Nice stop there from the Vegas Golden Knights. And Utah can't clear the zone. Vegas is able to hold it. Now Utah clears the zone just as the penalty expires with 4.5 left in the third period and a 4-1 Utah lead. Utah's trying to get something going here. And I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on both these games that happened earlier today down in the comment section below. Once again, Vegas is able to keep it. They enter the offensive zone. And here's Colton Sissons trying to loop back around. He does. Nice pass across to Theodore. They get the puck deep into the offensive zone. McNabb gets it around. Utah's going to be able to intercept it, and they try and clear it, and they do. Here's Kyle Yamamoto back across, dumped into the offensive zone, and Vegas is able to get possession back. Cole Smith gets it. 3.5 left in the third period. It was a Utah lead, so that's going to be very interesting to keep our eyes on, see if that winds up finishing a 4-1 win for Utah. Let's see Anaheim, Edmonton again. Hold on a minute here, guys. We should be getting close to the start of this game, so we're going to stay here for the next little bit. I'll give you some updates if Anaheim. I'll give you some updates for/if when Anaheim, Utah, and Vegas finish. That should be a Utah win, and Utah should have the 2-1 lead. So once again, we shall see what happens here. Most 2-1 series leads wind up going, like if we look back at last year, there were 7 2-1 series. The Hurricanes had 2-1 series lead on New Jersey. The Caps had 2-1 series lead on Montreal. The Panthers had 2-1 series lead on Tampa. Minnesota had a 2-1 lead on Vegas. LA had a 2-1 lead on Edmonton. The other 2-1 series last year were Dallas, I think, had a 2-1 series lead on Colorado, and Winnipeg had a 2-1 series lead on St. Louis. And Winnipeg wound up winning, and Dallas wound up winning, and the Panthers won, and the Caps won, and the other series that wound up winning was the other series that wound up being 2-1, having the 2-1 series lead wound up winning was the Caps, the Canes, the Panthers, as well as the Stars and the Jets. And the 2-1 series who were holding a 2-1 series lead and were not able to hold on and get across the finish line were Los Angeles, Minnesota, who both lost. So it'll be interesting to see if how many of these 2-1 series wind up being 2-1 series, wind up being the 2-1 series leader, winds up winning. It looks like Utah's going to win. It looks like Montreal's going to win, or Montreal did win. So both those two teams look like they're going to be up 2-1 in their series. We know Philadelphia's up 3-0. We know Carolina's up 3-0. We know that Colorado's up 3-0. Dallas is up 2-1. Utah looks like they're going to go up 2-1. Montreal's up 2-1. The winner of this game goes up 2-1. And the Buffalo Sabres are up 2-1. So how many of those ones wind up going to be finished with the 2-1 series leader winding up winning? And how many of those series will wind up having a team come from behind to win their series? Not exactly sure. Once again, we're just getting started here for the third period. And Nick Dowd has made the Utah-Vegas game a 4-2 Utah lead. So we'll get to that in a minute, but we are starting here at the third period as Draisaitl is out there against Granlund, the face-off dot. It's a 3-3 game here between the Anaheim Ducks and the Edmonton Oilers. And the Oilers are able to win it back into the defensive zone. Murphy gets it to Nurse. Nurse stick handling a little bit here, gets it to Murphy. Murphy, it's tipped in, and the Anaheim Ducks are going to go back to try and get it. Dostal loops it around the boards, and they can't get out of their zone, and now they do. A nice stretch feed there into, it went over the glass. I don't know if this is going to be the lay of game. Let's see here. It looks like it's just going to be a offensive zone face-off draw here for the Edmonton Oilers. So good stuff there for the Oilers. They will have another offensive zone face-off draw. Once again, it's a 3-3 game with about 18 seconds gone in the third period. So very interesting to note there. Ducks have a defensive zone face-off draw right now. And let's see how that goes. Mikael Granlund against Leon Draisaitl, and Draisaitl is able to win it to the point. Gets it to Murphy, gets it to Nurse, shoots, put on goal, stopped by Dostal. We'll have another offensive zone face-off draw here for the Edmonton Oilers. So a good stop there from Dostal with the shot from the point. There's now 24 seconds gone in the third period, and the shots are now 31-20 for the Anaheim Ducks. So really good stuff there for Anaheim. Let's see. Leon Draisaitl once again staying out there to take the offensive zone face-off draw against Wash. Wache, one of those two, and Wache, I think, won it. The Oilers are able to keep the zone, however, and the Ducks steal it from them, bank it off the boards, and get it back into the neutral zone. Really good stuff there. Murphy takes it, and he clears it down the ice. Dostal slows it down a little bit, and Anaheim is able to get possession of the puck. Here comes the Ducks. Nice play, and they are able to gain possession of the offensive zone, and they dump it down. Edmonton's going to regroup in their own zone, so this is very interesting to note there. Leo Carlson trying to chase after Darnell Nurse, I think it is, who dumps it in. Szymanski goes after it, and a nice play there. Here comes Karagoche, bodies Emberson off the puck, gets it to one of his teammates, and the puck is going to be kept into the offensive zone. Leo Carlson trying to chase Emberson for it. Emberson gets it to Wallman. Wallman hit off the puck, but the Oilers do end up keeping it. And here comes Szymanski, passes it across into the offensive zone, but Anaheim intercepts it. And here come the Ducks. Trouba gets it across to, I think that's Hines, or Lacombe, and he dumps it down. Ingram just sends the puck way over, and the Oilers are able to recover possession in their defensive zone. And Wallman loops back around the defensive zone, and he puts it back to an empty space. Nice tip in there. Here's McDavid, shoots, stop by Dostal. A nice stop with a streaky McDavid coming in. And the Ducks are able to chip it, and the puck did go over the glass. Was that tip, or is that penalty? So let's see here. Once again, they're just showing some of the replays. Yeah, once again, McDavid coming with speed, just did not have enough of an angle, and Dostal was ready for that shot. So good stuff there from Lukas Dostal. McDavid, once again, was not able to get the shot away that I think he wanted to. So very interesting to note there. Once again, let's see. Offensive zone face-off draw here for the Edmonton Oilers. Once again, this is going to be, I think, Nugent Hopkins out there. And the Anaheim Ducks do win it. They get the puck. They're in the neutral zone, tries a little chip around. Ekholm cannot get there. Here's McDavid back across to Bouchard, walks in, shoots. Puck goes behind the net, and the puck dribbles in front. Edmonton's going to be able to keep in the zone, and now Ekholm's got it. Ekholm along the boards. Tries to get some sort of a passing lane, cannot. McDavid now going around the boards, passes it back to Savoie. Anaheim trying to fight for the puck, and they do for a second. But here comes McDavid again, gets it across to Ekholm, across to McDavid, back across the other side to Ekholm. Nice play moving around the puck here. And the offensive zone, McDavid shoots, and it stopped. Bouchard's able to keep in the offensive zone, loops around, back to McDavid. McDavid trying to get a little bit of feet in front, and the Ducks are able to get it for a second, but Edmonton keeps the line. Here comes Edmonton, and Ekholm's got it. Passes it across to Bouchard, shoots, no, passes it, but he could not hit McDavid, and now here might be a 2-on-1 for Anaheim. Here come the Ducks. They're a little bit out of gas. Shoot, scores! The Ducks take the lead. What a shot! First career playoff goal for Beckett Seneca. The Ducks lead the game. They're up 4-3. Some great pressure from Edmonton. Then Anaheim's able to clear it. 2-on-1. Seneca looks off the pass, takes the shot, and puts the Anaheim Ducks ahead. The Ducks lead 4-3. What a beautiful shot from the rookie Beckett Seneca. Once again, McDavid just elbowed like Killorn off the puck when he was having some of the offensive zone chances, and here just an absolute rocket from one of the Calder favorites and Beckett Seneca. An absolute laser past Connor Ingram, and the Ducks, for the second time tonight, lead the game. They're up 4-3, so let's change this thing up. Hold on here, guys. The Ducks are now up 4-3. So let's change that here. Ducks have some offense, no pressure. Oh, and it just goes wide. Another nice try for Anaheim. They are pushing here again. McTavish looking around, pushes Emerson off the puck, tries to get to Paling, cannot. And the Ducks are able to keep in the zone for a few seconds. Edmonton, the defender, gets it. Emerson gets it to Wallman, and Wallman clears the zone. Smart move there from Wallman, with the Ducks now up 4-3. Really good stuff there. So let's see how this game is going to finish out. And it looks like there's an icing call, I think, on the Anaheim Ducks, so this should be an offensive zone face-off draw here for Edmonton. But once again, just looking at this goal here, Ekholm tried to pass it to Bouchard. It was blocked, and that led to a 2-on-1. Passed across to Seneca, and Seneca just looked off the pass, took a shot, and absolutely sniped it. Like, that is a shooter's goal from Beckett Seneca. Really good stuff there, and the Ducks currently lead 4-3. Offensive face-off draw here for Edmonton. Ekholm's got it to Bouchard. Bouchard to Drysdale, tipped, but it's intercepted, and there might be a 3-on-1 here for Anaheim. 2-on-1. Here's across. Terry shoots, scores! Score again! 2 goals in just a few seconds. Leo Carlson off the pass from Troy Terry. And the Ducks are at 5-3, and Orange Country is buzzing over in Anaheim. What a beautiful goal from Leo Carlson, and the Ducks lead 5-3. The Ducks have put in a statement on this game at this point. What a goal from Leo Carlson. Fantastic stuff. Once again, the Ducks, just after that goal, wound up. Oilers had some pressure. Another nice stick from, I think that was Carlson. Terry got to Carlson, and Carlson just outweights Connor Ingram and tucks it in. A beautiful goal from Anaheim, and they're up 5-3. They've taken a stranglehold lead here, and they are now up 2 goals. Once again, Edmonton can score at will, so don't count them out yet. No lead is safe with the Edmonton Oilers, but that is a huge insurance marker from Leo Carlson with 16 and a half left in the third period. So really good stuff there. Edmonton came out of the third period flying, looking really good, but a 2-on-1 led to a goal from Beckett Seneca, and just a few seconds later, 2-on-1 again leads to a goal for Leo Carlson. Just a smart play there from Troy Terry to pass it through Bouchard's legs, and Leo Carlson just ticks it home. 5-3 Ducks, neutral zone faceoff draw, won by Edmonton, gets it back into the defensive zone. Once again, fighting for it. Number 3 for the Ducks has it, trying to get some sort of a passing lane, and he is going to loop it back around. I think that's Hines. Gets it back to the point, gets it across to Trouba, shoots, tipped in front, stopped by Ingram. VL gets it back to the point, back to Trouba. Trouba with another shot. This one's stopped by Ingram. He's going to cover up with 15:52 left in the third period, and a 5-3 Anaheim Ducks lead. What a beautiful goal there from Leo Carlson and Beckett Seneca. The young guys have come to play for the Anaheim Ducks tonight, and they are looking good once again. No lead is safe with the Edmonton Oilers. There's still 15 and a half minutes left for McDavid, Draisaitl, and company to tie this thing back up and maybe send it to overtime. But a really good start to this third period here on home soil for the Anaheim Ducks. So really good stuff there. Once again, they're just zooming in on a couple of players on the benches, like McDavid, like Leo Carlson. Teemu Selanne is in the, I think that's Teemu Selanne is in the crowd for the Anaheim Ducks. And once again, just some really good stuff from Anaheim. And they're going to try and increase this lead, maybe even a little bit more offensive zone face-off draw here for the Ducks. And they are going to, Paling is going to win it to the point. And it's Hellison across, gets it back to the point. And someone's tripped up, feeds it back across. I think he just lost this edge. The Ducks are able to keep possession of the puck in the offensive zone, and the Oilers do get it for a second. Wallman has it, passes it across to Frederick. Frederick takes it in. He just dumps it past the red line, and the Oilers go dumping and chasing. Edmonton and Anaheim fighting a little to the left boards, to the left corner behind Lucas Dostal. Nice tip in front, gets the puck out for the Anaheim Ducks with 15:20 left in the third period. Edmonton is going to go for a line change as some of their players are going off. Wallman passes across to, I think that's Ekholm. Ekholm is going to lose the puck for a second, and he does get the puck into the offensive zone for the Oilers, but they lose it again, and the puck gets trickled back into the Oilers zone. Edmonton trying to reset something. Draisaitl's got it, and he's going to pass it across, and the puck is getting taken back by the neutral zone by Anaheim, and they dump it down. Ingram's got it, and that might be a little bit of an icing call. It might be. There's a stoppage in play for sure, but the Ducks are going to have another face-off draw against the Edmonton Oilers. I think that might have been an icing call, so it might have been a defensive zone face-off draw here for Anaheim. Once again, let's see how this one goes. Connor McDavid, they're just zooming in on him right now. Once again, I do appreciate all of you guys for tuning in. We do have about 15 minutes left in the third period with the Ducks up 5-3 on the Edmonton Oilers. Neutral zone face-off draw here, and the Ducks take possession. Lacombe gets it to Trouba. Trouba tipped in front, and it's tipped into the Edmonton Oilers zone. Edmonton gets it back. Bouchard gets it to Ekholm, bodied off the puck, and the puck stays in for a second here for the Anaheim Ducks. And now the Edmonton Oilers gain possession back, passes it across, and here comes Matt Savoie. Savoie dumps the puck down, and it's going to go across to Anaheim. And the puck goes off of a Ducks player and goes out of the zone. And Edmonton gets it back in the defensive zone. McDavid gets it. McDavid trying to get in a little bit of space here, and he's going to be bodied off the puck. Keeps it though for a second. Nurse shoots, tipped in front, and goes wide. Another nice keep in here from, I think that's Connor Murphy. Savoie tries to feed it in front, tries to bank it off of Dostal. He was ready for that. 14 minutes left, and it'll be offense's own faceoff draw here for the Edmonton Oilers, now down 5-3. So once again, they're just showing some of the highlights. McDavid got taken down in front of the net. There was no call on that. He was a little bit slow to get up, but he seems to be fine. So really good stuff there. And that was on the Leo Carlsson goal. So very interesting to note there. Once again, there was a reason why it was a 3-on-1 for the Anaheim Ducks. Edmonton loses the offense's own faceoff draw. Anaheim gets it, and they lose possession in the neutral zone. Edmonton gets it back and dumps it down. Dostal slows it up a little bit. Anaheim gets it back. Pass across. Here's Darnell Nurse. Shoots. Stopped by Dostal. He's going to hang on with 13:48 left in the third period, and still a 3-5 Anaheim lead. Two quick goals in succession from Seneca and Leo Carlsson have the Anaheim Ducks up 5-3 on the Edmonton Oilers. We're going to commercial breaks. You're not missing anything. The Vegas Golden Knights did score, and then that game finished. So Utah winds up doubling up Vegas 4-2, and that is going to lead the Utah Mammoth to a 2-1 series lead after tonight. So really good stuff there from Utah as they are able to get the lead in the series, which is fantastic stuff there from the Mammoth. Once again, that game is now final, so let's change that to finished. So really good start to this little bit of a playoff action in Salt Lake for Utah. Once again, I would love to see a Utah-Anaheim second round. I picked Utah-Edmonton, but this scoreline above us here, Anaheim winning 5-3 over Edmonton, is fantastic in my opinion. I don't like the Oilers overly. I know I'm a Canadian, so I should be cheering for all Canadian teams. But once again, with me being a Knights fan, all those rivalries over the past couple of years, just haven't really liked Edmonton. There's a couple of teams where I really just don't like Edmonton, like Boston, like Tampa. There are a couple of lower-end teams that just don't like to see have some more success, like Washington, like Colorado. So once again, really good stuff there from Edmonton that they've been able to go to 2 back-to-back Cup finals. But I really just want to see Edmonton get first round or second round. I want to see Anaheim or Utah or even my Vegas Golden Knights wind up going to the conference final from the Pacific side. So once again, we shall wait and see. You're not missing anything. We are in a commercial break. Once again, if you're just tuning in, this turned into a 3-3 game in the third period. It went into the third period in a 3-3 tie, but 2 quick goals in short succession, one from Beckett Seneca, one from Leo Carlsson, both on 2-on-1s, have propelled the Anaheim Ducks to a 5-3 lead over the Edmonton Oilers. Once again, the Ducks on home soil are trying to close this one out and trying to advance to a 2-1 series lead heading into Game 4 on Sunday, if I'm correct. So it'll be very interesting to see how this game winds up playing out. There's still 13 minutes left. No lead is safe with the Edmonton Oilers, who now have an offensive zone face-off draw here. Draisaitl out there, and he is going to win the puck. Gets it to Kapanen, gets it to Nurse. Nurse trying for a feed, shoots, stopped by Dostal on puck Colson, and the Ducks are able to get the puck out of the zone. This might be an icing call here. It's waved off, and the Oilers are able to get possession back for a second. VL trying to get away from Murphy, and he does. The puck is on VL's stick. VL loses it. Murphy knocks him off the puck. And now VL trying to get something going. Shot stopped by Ingram. And now on the other corner, here's Wache. Wache looking for a passing lane. Passes in front. Too many sticks in front. VL, though, does have it. Loops it back around to the point. John Carlson to the other point. Passes it across. Trying to get in front. And it looks like there's a hand pass or a penalty or something. I'm not exactly sure. I think VL might be getting a penalty here. So the Oilers might be going to their first power play of the game of this day. So let's see how this goes. I think VL is going to the box. Let's see here. VL, he cross-checked Darnell Nurse, so I think that's what the penalty is for. So yeah, it seems like VL is going off for cross-checking, and then the Oilers get their first power play of the game. So far, Anaheim is 1 for 2 on the power play, and in this series has actually been the better special teams team. So really good stuff there, but we'll see if the Oilers on the road are able to capitalize on the power play opportunity here. Offense's own face-off draw for Draisaitl. He wins it. Back to the point. Here's Bouchard. Back to Nugent Hopkins. Nugent Hopkins back across, shoots, and that's going to be stopped, I think, by Dostal. What a save from Dostal. There was nothing but net for, I think, Zach Hyman over there, and that's just a beautiful stop from Dostal. Let's see. So it goes to the point, and they get back there. Shot was pass. Oh, what a save from Hyman. There was a little bit of a tic-tac-toe sort of play. Nugent Hopkins to Drysdale to Hyman, and somehow Dossel keeps that off the goal line. Really good stop there from Lucas Dostal, who was able to keep that puck covered. Really good stop. Dossel's going to have to be big in these last 13 minutes of the Ducks want to have to hold on to this lead. Edmonton's going to try another offensive zone faceoff, draw Draisaitl out there against, I think that's Wache, and Draisaitl loses the draw. Trouba's got it behind his own net. He's going to kill off a little bit of time and then sends a clapper down the ice. So really good stuff there. Ingram sends it back around the boards, and here's Connor McDavid, loops back around his net and tries to set something up. Gets it to Bouchard. Bouchard loses the puck for a second. Now they're trying to reset again. A minute and a half left on their power play. Gets to McDavid. McDavid enters the offensive zone and gets it to Nugent Hopkins. Nugent Hopkins back around the wall, and he gets it to Draisaitl. Draisaitl tries to pass across, missed McDavid, or Nugent Hopkins. Nugent Hopkins gets it again. Nugent Hopkins around the board, passes it across. Nice pass. And the Ducks are able to get the puck back. This might be a 2-on-2 here. It's just going to be a 2-on-1. And the Ducks are able to they just dump it down. I think that's not VL. But one of the Ducks is able to put it down. And now this might be a 3-on-2 here for the Oilers after they get possession in the defensive zone. McDavid looking for some sort of passing lane, gets it to Bouchard, gets it back to McDavid with 50 seconds left on the power play. Gets it to Nugent Hopkins to McDavid, and the puck goes way wide. Draisaitl got back to the point. Bouchard fanned on it. At the point, Bouchard fanned on it, and the Oilers have to recover. And I think there might be a stoppage in here. It might be an offside call. I'm not exactly sure, but just give me a second here to figure this out. Ducks are still leading 5-3, 44 seconds left on the Oilers' power play. Once again, they're just showing some replays here. Once again, I think that puck hit one of the Ducks players. Nugent Hopkins back to McDavid, and oh yeah, it hits. I think that's Hines' back. So not great stuff there. It's a neutral zone face-off draw with 40 seconds left in the Edmonton Oilers power play. And here comes Edmonton, and Draisaitl's got loops it back around to McDavid, who's coming in with a burst of speed to Nugent Hopkins along the boards, back to the point to Bouchard. Bouchard back to Nugent Hopkins. He got some space, takes a shot. It's blocked, rebound, it goes wide. Draisaitl's got it to Bouchard. Bouchard at the point. Evan Bouchard back to Draisaitl. Draisaitl back to one of the Oilers players and shoots, scores, and the Oilers score on the power play. I think that's Leon Draisaitl, may have been tipped in front. Oilers have made this a game. It's 5-4. They have a power play goal. VL comes out of the box, and let's see who this is. The Oilers have tied it. It is Connor McDavid. He's got his first goal of the game and his first goal of the series. So it's not an out of realm possibility. This game is not over yet. A huge goal there for Connor McDavid to get the Oilers back to within one. Let's see here. Draisaitl had it. He shot it, and I think that was McDavid who actually shot that, not Draisaitl. It went off of one of the Ducks players and into the net. So not much Dostal could do there, and the Oilers have made this a game. Again, it's 5-4. So we shall wait and see if this is the scoreline that is able to hold the Ducks to victory, or if the Ducks and Oilers continue to change some goals. So let's see, Ducks win the faceoff draw in the offensive zone after the power play goal from Connor McDavid, his 45th career playoff goal. Really solid goal there. And now it's a little bit in front, but the Ducks are able to intercept it. And here comes, I think, a speeding Leo Carlsson. Leo Carlsson trying to get in front, cannot, or Katagoche maybe that is. They do get to the point to John Carlson, who gets it back into the Edmonton Oilers zone. And Anaheim can't hold the line. John Carlson across to when Lacombe shoots, it goes way wide. The Ducks are able to hold the line, though. Get back to the point. John Carlson shoots. Stopped. And now the Edmonton Oilers take the puck out of the zone, and they dump it down into the Anaheim end. 5-4 Edmonton. 5-4 Anaheim with 10 minutes left. Anaheim trying to get something going here. Looping back around. Gets it into the neutral zone. Lose possession of the puck. And now they're offside, so they have to tag up. Kapanen's got it. Back across to one of the defensive partners, to Wallman, and the puck is intercepted by Paling. Taken by McTavish, he's got some space. McTavish across the Paling, back across, cannot get it to Kreider. There was a nice stick in there by Kapanen to keep that from going to Kreider. And now the Ducks and Oilers are fighting for in the defensive zone for the Oilers, and the Oilers are able to get Wallman. Carlson does chip it ahead, but it does go back to the center ice. Anaheim has to regroup. There's 10 minutes left in the third period in a 5-4 Ducks lead. And once again, these two teams can score at will, so this might not be the final score. The Edmonton Oilers have it. Matthias Ekholm stops behind his net as the teams are changing. Ekholm's got it. skating up past the blue line and dumps it past the red line, goes around the net. McDavid's got it behind the net. McDavid back across to Bouchard, shoots it, and it's stopped. It looks like it was blocked. Ekholm is able to keep it in for a second, and now Killorn's got it, and he feeds it to the center ice lot. Seneca's got it. This might be a little, and he looks like he's offside or play with a high stick. Either way, it's going to be a face-off draw here. 9:29 left in the third period, and a 5-4 Ducks lead over the Oilers after the power play goal from Connor McDavid. So very interesting to note there. McDavid finally has his first goal. We're going to commercial break, so you're not missing anything. Remember, winner of today's game does go up 2-1 in the series. The Ducks are going to be looking to do that on home ice. The Oilers are going to be looking to do that on the road, so it'll be very interesting to note there. I'll let you guys thoughts on what you thought about the earlier games today. Utah taking down Vegas 4-2 to take the 2-1 series lead. Montreal in another overtime game taking down Tampa 3-2 to take the 2-1 series lead. Are you surprised by any of the games that happened last night with Carolina and Colorado taking their 3-0 series leads? And now went away from sweeping. Are you surprised that what was the other game? The Buffalo Sabres are able to take a 2-1 lead over the Boston Bruins. Are you surprised by that? Love you guys' thoughts on all of that. And once again, if you guys can, if you're here, leave a chat, leave a comment, leave a like, leave a subscribe, tell all your friends. The best hockey content on YouTube is right here at the End-to-End Hockey channel. So if you guys can, once again, leave a subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment. It really does help with the channel, and you're not missing anything. We are currently in the commercial break, so you're not missing anything. There's just under 10 minutes left in the third period. If you're just getting here, this game was 3-3 heading into the third period. The Ducks scored 2 goals in quick succession, one from Beckett Seneca, one from Leo Carlsson on 2-on-1s that gave the Anaheim Ducks a 2-1 lead. And they gave the Ducks a 2-goal lead, being up 5-3, but then a power play goal from Connor McDavid, who got his first goal of the series, which was about time. He was due for one. Winds up scoring to give it a 1-goal game, and now it's a 1-goal game between the Ducks and the Oilers. So we shall wait and see who winds up winning this game. We are coming back from the break here. Once again, they're just showing the McDavid goal. Bouchard got it to McDavid. Bouchard got to Draisaitl. Draisaitl got to McDavid. McDavid had a nice shot that was deflected off of Mitnikov's stick and past Dostal. So once again, the Oilers, they're just showing, I think, Rogers' place, that is. So very interesting note there. Face off just outside the Ducks' blue line. For the Edmonton Oilers, Draisaitl has it, and the Ducks are able to win the zone. And Anaheim is just going to dump it down. Smart move there from Anaheim. And let's see what happens. Once again, they're fighting for it in the neutral zone along the boards. It's a couple of Ducks, a couple of Oilers. Some pushing and shoving going on, and the Ducks are able to recover possession. Nice play there from Anaheim. Nice stretch feed here, and the Ducks are just going to dump it down the ice and go off for a change. One Duck does try and go after it. Bouchard's going to get it back to Ekholm, and Ekholm's going to stop up, passes it to Draisaitl. Draisaitl trying to get something going here, and he is able to get it back into the Anaheim zone, but Anaheim regains possession. And the Ducks now chip it into the Edmonton zone. Edmonton now has it back into the offensive zone, tipped in front, but it looks like the Draisaitl is going off for a change. So the Ducks are able to get possession of the puck again. Ducks streaking in. They're taken down. Terry's got it. Terry looking for some sort of a lane here. Murphy touches it up. Now Nurse has it. Nurse along the other wall, trying to get something going. Nurse to the point, dumps it in. Edmonton trying to get something going here. Puck holes in to Kapanen. Back to the point to Darnell Nurse. Nurse back around to Kapanen. Kapanen tries to get somewhere and he can't. Now it's holding the line by Emberson. I think that's Emberson. And now the Ducks do have possession. This might be another odd man rush here. Here comes Anaheim. And they're just going to dump it down. And that is going to be it. So let's see Edmonton trying to regroup with under 8 minutes to go in the third period in what is a 5-4 Anaheim lead. Edmonton once again just behind their net. I think that's Jake Wallman, or it's Darnell Nurse, sorry, who's got it. And now here comes Colton Doc streaking into Josh Szymanski, who scored in the last game. Szymanski back in front, trying to get some sort of a feed in front. It's battled for. The Ducks do get it. And Anaheim is going to be able to get out of the zone. Smart move there from Anaheim. And now the Ducks do have a little bit of a break here. Shoots. Stop by Ingram. Nice stop as the Ducks had some possession in the offensive zone. It stays in the offensive zone for Anaheim. And the Ducks are trying to get the puck back. They can't. And here comes Emberson across to Szymanski, I think that is. And Szymanski is going to get it to Frederick. Frederick dumps it in. Anaheim's going to be able to get possession of the puck again. Lacombe loops it around the boards, and they feed it back into the neutral zone. The Ducks trying to get the puck away, and they do. McDavid dumps it down. Dossel's got it under 7 minutes to go in the third period. Here comes Anaheim, and there's a penalty upcoming. Someone got high sticked. And Seneca's going to the box. The Edmonton Oilers are going back to the power play where they already have a goal. So Bouchard looks like got high sticked. And that's going to be a penalty. It might be a double minor. I'm not exactly sure. But Edmonton, for sure, is going back on the power play. So that's not great news there for Anaheim, as they've already given up a goal in this game on the power play. So once again, they're just looking at some sort of the highlights. McTavish had a shot, was blocked, and a nice stop there from Connor Ingram off the redirection. And now we're probably going to look at the penalty here. Let's see. Seneca got high stick. It looks like Seneca got high stick first, but I think one of the Edmonton Oilers players got high stick by Seneca's stick, and that is going to lead the Ducks to the penalty box as Seneca goes off for high sticking. It's only a 2-minute penalty, so the Oilers are 1-for-1 on the power play. And they're going to be trying to tie the thing back up to potentially send it to overtime or potentially end it in regulation once again. The Oilers and Ducks are both known for scoring very late goals. Bouchard has at the point. Passes it to Nugent Hopkins. Nugent Hopkins to McDavid. McDavid below the goal line. McDavid has it taken away from him, and the Ducks are not able to clear. Bouchard keeps it in. Bouchard to Nugent Hopkins. Nugent Hopkins across to Bouchard. Bouchard across to, he stays at the point. Bouchard gets it to Draisaitl. Draisaitl on the power play to Nugent Hopkins. Nugent Hopkins to Bouchard. Bouchard fakes the shot, gets it back to Nugent Hopkins, shoots, and it's tipped wide. The Ducks are able to the Ducks try to clear it. They can't. It's kept in the zone. Minyakov fighting with it with one of the Oilers players. A couple of Ducks and Oilers players are trying to get it there. They clear it out, and the Oilers keep the zone. And Draisaitl behind the net tries to feed it. They can't, and now the Anaheim Ducks do clear it with 1 minute and 10 seconds left in the power play and just under 6 left in the third period. Edmonton's got it again. Evan Bouchard. Bouchard gets it to, I think that's Draisaitl. Draisaitl to McDavid. McDavid making some moves, gets it to Draisaitl. Draisaitl back to the point. He can't. It's intercepted for a second. One of the Ducks play. Oh, there's a penalty upcoming for the Edmonton Oilers, and that's going to negate the power play. McDavid cross-checked one of the Ducks players fighting for the puck, and that's going to be 52 seconds of 4-on-4, and then a power play for 1 minute and 8 seconds for Anaheim. A terrible call to take if you're Connor McDavid. He just cross-checked one of the Ducks players into the ground. So a little bit of space here. One of the Oilers' best weapons, Connor McDavid, is going to the box for the next 2 minutes. So he'll be back with, I think, just under 4 minutes left. Once again, just an ever so slight shot that will hit the post. And then here, yeah, he just whacks John Hines or Tim Hines in the back. So just a bad play there from McDavid. You cannot take that penalty when you're on the power play down a goal in this stage of the game. So Connor McDavid's in the box for the next 52 seconds, and then there'll be 1 minute 8 of power play time for the Anaheim Ducks. Once again, McDavid is also not on the ice. So that option, shorthanded, is not there for Edmonton at this point. Once again, we shall see how the rest of this game concludes. There's 5:46 left in the third period. Anaheim trying to get this game across the finish line and take the 2-1 series lead. Paling fighting for it with, I think, Draisaitl, and Edmonton is able to get it. And here comes Edmonton streaking up the wing. It is Jake Wallman across to Matthias Ekholm. Ekholm gets it around to, I think that's Jack Roslovic. Roslovic trying to get it around is intercepted by Paling. Paling gets it back to Minyakov, and Minyakov is going to try and start another breakout. Once again, it's a 1-on-4 here for the Ducks, and Podkolzin pushes one of the Ducks players off the puck, and the Ducks do wind up taking possession of the puck again. 20 seconds left in the power play. Carlson gets it back, and they're just going to try and regroup. 16 seconds left on the power play. Here comes Troy Terry. Terry looking in. Terry loses the control of the puck. Ducks get back. They're content to play the keep-away game, and they're just about to start their 5-on-4 power play. 3, 2, 1. The Ducks player is out of the box. Seneca, I think that is, and the Ducks are now on the power play for the next minute and 5 seconds. Terry takes it in, gets it across, and they can't get the puck. Edmonton does get it, but they are not able to get possession. Now the Ducks get possession in the neutral zone, and they're going to try and set something up. They're so far 1 for 2 on the power play so far tonight. The second goal, Granlund, was on the power play. Troy Terry gets it across. Nice play. Lacombe shoots, and it's above the net. A nice try for Ingram to deflect it. Edmonton does get possession, and I think it was played with a high stick. I think that is. So it's going to be, I think, an offensive zone face-off draw here for Anaheim with 40 seconds left in the third period. So very interesting note there. Once again, McDavid in the box. So that threat on the shorthanded side for Edmonton is not there right now. It's not great news there for Edmonton. Once again, Murphy tried to clear it. Once again, Murphy's been really good on the penalty kill since being acquired from Chicago, and he is out there right now with 40 seconds left on the power play, as is Curtis Lazar. Lazar takes the faceoff against Leo Carlsson. Carlsson wins it. Back to the point. Lacombe gets it to one of the Ducks players. Shoots. Short side stop by Ingram. He's going to cover up with 33 seconds left in the power play for the Anaheim Ducks. And penalty to Connor McDavid. So we shall wait and see how this goes. Jackson Lacombe's out there right now, trying to get something going. Once again, we're just about to start for a face-off here. Carlson out there thinking against Lazar again, and this time Curtis Lazar wins it for the Edmonton Oilers, and they clear the puck down the ice. It's really good stuff there for Edmonton. And Dostal loops it back around for Lacombe as the Ducks try and get set up on the power play with 20 seconds left. Lacombe gets it to Trouba. Trouba trying to gain the offensive line. He does. Ingram is out to play it. It's taken by Anaheim. They get back to the point. There's 12 seconds left on the power play. Jacob Trouba shoots it, tipped in front, and it goes over the net. And the Ducks do keep possession. Troy Terry back to the point. There's 3 seconds left on the power play. 2-1. Power play is over. Missed shot. Stopped. Rebound. Ducks do have it. Gauthier gets it across to Carlson. Back to Gauthier with 3:40 left in the third period. Shot from Trouba, and it goes wide. And the Ducks do have it. And now the Oilers have it with 3.5 minutes left in the third period. McDavid streaking in, trying to get through a whole bunch of Ducks players. He can't. And Jacob Trouba's able to get it. He chips it on the other side of the boards. Ekholm cannot keep it in, or maybe he does keep it in. Once again, the Oilers do have it in the offensive zone, fighting for it with the Ducks. And the Ducks are able to come. This might be a 2-on-1 here. Trying to get across. Number 3 shoots. Stopped by Ingram. A nice stop. The Ducks do still have offensive zone pressure. Shoots. Scores. The Ducks got the insurance marker. It's Jeffrey Viel. And the Ducks have just made a 6-4 lead with 3:03 left in the game. Anaheim takes the lead. What a goal for Jeffrey Viel. The fourth liner of all people has just put the Ducks up by 2 late in the third period. Once again, no lead is safe with Connor McDavid and the Edmonton Oilers, but that is a huge goal from Jeffrey Viel. Once again, they're just showing some of the highlights. McDavid tried to skate through 3 players, was not able to, and then the other way, a nice pass, just shot wide. Viel stayed with it and backhanded one right past Connor Ingram. What a backhand from Jeffrey Viel, and the Ducks are on the brink of taking a 2-1 series lead. What a goal from Jeffrey Viel. Let's see here. Hold on a minute. Let's change this up to 6-4 now. Puck goes into the Anaheim zone as the Oilers try and get something going here. Ducks do get it. There's just under 3 minutes left now in the third period, with the Ducks now up 6-4 on the Edmonton Oilers. Edmonton's got it again. Edmonton back. Darnell Nurse has it. Nurse stretch feeds to Puck Holzen. Puck Holzen back across. Gets it to Nurse. There's 2.5 minutes left. They're going to have to pull Ingram in the very near future here with them being down 6-4. And they're trying to skate through a whole bunch of guys. They do get it. And now they lose possession of the puck. Anaheim's got it. They do dump it into the neutral zone. I don't think Ingram's been pulled yet. I don't think so. Bouchard's got it to McDavid. McDavid. And he's going to lose the puck, jump the puck in. Dostal's got it. He stops it behind the net. And the Ducks are able to get it back out. Empty net now for Edmonton with 2 minutes left in the third period. Jake Wallman gets it across, passes it, and they tip it in. Nice tip from Drysdale, but the Ducks do get possession. Lacombe to Trouba. Trouba around the boards, and the Ducks can't get it out for a second, but they do now. Trouba flips it into the defensive zone for Edmonton. 1:48 left in the third period. A 6-4 Anaheim Ducks lead. Ducks trying to tip it in. They do. Drysdale. He's brought down for a second by Killorn. The Ducks do get possession. Ducks trying to find a way. They just flip it out. And this puck is going to hit the empty net. The Ducks have made it 7-4 with an empty net goal. I don't know who that was, but the Ducks are now in full control of this game, and they're about to take down the Edmonton Oilers and take this 2-1 series lead in Anaheim. What a game it has been for the Ducks. It looks like that'll be Jackson Lacomb's goal, who sends that puck a long way down the ice, and it looks like the Ducks are going to be 2 wins away from advancing to round 2. What a goal from Lacombe. With the goalie pull for Edmonton, puts into the empty net, and that's going to make this 7-4 Edmonton. What a great game so far from the Anaheim Ducks. Just ever so slightly put that one in. Great goal from Lacombe, and the Ducks are now leading 7-4. So it's a 7-4 game with a minute and a half left in the third period, and this is all but over here for the Ducks to potentially take out the Edmonton Oilers in Game 3. So really good stuff here on home ice. First playoff game in 8 seasons in Anaheim. First playoff game ever for Utah. And it looks like both those teams are going to win tonight. What beautiful storylines for the Ducks and the Utah Mammoth. Really good stuff there. Once again, Game 4 will be Sunday night at 7:30 p.m. Mountain Time. I'm not planning on doing that live stream, but maybe we'll stream Game 5, 6, or 7. Once again, we'll have to wait and see. There's an icing call here at Edmonton with a minute and 18 seconds left, and the Ducks fans are buzzing as they are up 7-4 right now on the Edmonton Oilers. The Oilers have been used to be playing in round 1, the slow down sort of game that the Los Angeles Kings play, and the Kings don't have a very potent offense, but the Ducks are completely different California beasts because they know how to score and they can score in bunches, and they showed that here tonight. So really good stuff there for the Anaheim Ducks, now up 7-4. There's just over a minute and 10 seconds left in this game, and then the Ducks are probably going to win this one. So that's fantastic there for Anaheim to get the 2-1 series lead on home ice. Once again, the Ducks wind up losing it. Edmonton hit onto the boards, and now Edmonton gets it, and they're just going to loop it back around in the defensive zone as Wallman and I think Emberson play pass. Anaheim does get the interception, puts it into the Edmonton zone. Just over a minute left in the third period. We've reached the final minute of the third. Edmonton getting in, shoots, and let's see, they get the puck in, and here comes Edmonton. Let's see here. Trying to get across, shoots, and it's wide. 45 seconds left. Puck goes out of the zone for the Anaheim Ducks. Trying to get something going here. Once again, if you can, leave a like, leave a subscribe, leave a chat down below. Tell your friends the best hockey content on YouTube is here at the End-to-End Hockey channel. Just over 30 seconds left in this game for the Anaheim Ducks to close out the Edmonton Oilers in Game 3. So let's see if this is able to happen. Edmonton is just... Oh no, now there's a fight going on in center ice between VL and Podkolzin, two guys who did score earlier today. And Podkolzin takes VL down to the ice. So very interesting note there. That's why there was a stoppage, a fight at center ice with 24 seconds left. Podkolzin trying to get his team fired up for Game 4. But Podkolzin goes down for fighting. VL goes down for fighting. VL scored the insurance marker for the Anaheim Ducks, which was fantastic. And really good stuff here from Anaheim. Let's see. I think this is just going to be coincidental roughing minors or fighting majors. And this is going to probably come down to the end of it, and this will be an Anaheim Ducks win. What a game from the Anaheim Ducks to take down the Edmonton Oilers and now lead the series 2-1. Imagine if the Anaheim Ducks win Game 4 in Edmonton. Like, I know LA won the first 2 games last game, but putting Edmonton on the ropes is something I don't think Los Angeles has been able to do. I think that one year they lost in 7, they were able to put Edmonton on the ropes, but if Anaheim wins on Friday, on Sunday, they're going to have 3 cracks at putting Edmonton away. So once again, we have to wait and see how that Game 4 goes. Edmonton could tie it. Once again, that's a possibility, but man, was this an exciting game. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and Orange Country is buzzing. The Ducks win, and they take down the Edmonton Oilers 7-4 to take a 2-1 series lead, and now there's some scrums going on in the corner. Once again, some players are fighting as time expires, but the Anaheim Ducks, thanks to a couple of early third-period goals from Leo Carlson and Beckett Seneca, were able to push them over enough to get the 7-4 victory over the Edmonton Oilers, and now they're going to be going to Sunday's game up 2-1 with a chance to advance with a chance to take a 3-1 string gold series lead back to Edmonton. Once again, they're all fighting. Kapanen, Saminsky, Hines, once again, Hellison, a couple of these other guys, Wallman. They just pulled Doc out of the pile, so a lot of rough stuff at the end of this game. But the Ducks, credit to them, they played a fantastic game. They had just a little bit more offensive firepower tonight than the Edmonton Oilers, and they're going to come away with a 2-1 series lead, and they're going to take that 2-1 series lead into Sunday's game against the Edmonton Oilers. Let's put this to be official here. It is final. The Edmonton Oilers lose 7-4 to the Anaheim Ducks. What a beautiful game there from the Ducks, and they're going to take that lead into the weekend. Really good win there from Anaheim. So that is final. That's probably all I'm going to talk about here today. Once again, we'll just look at some stats to finish out the day. So let's just look at some stats here for this Oilers and Ducks game. Just give me a second here, guys. For the Oilers, the Ducks outshot the Oilers in this game 40-24, so really good stuff there from Anaheim. Drysdale wound up getting 2 assists. McDavid had a goal and an assist. Bouchard got 2 assists. Those were McDavid and Bouchard's first points of the entire series. Eugene Hopkins, Colson, and Kapanen also scored for the Edmonton Oilers in the loss. Well, for the Ducks, Killorn scored, McTavish scored, VL scored, Seneca scored, Granlund had 3.8, having a goal and 2 assists. Leo Carlson had a goal and an assist. Jackson LeCombe had a goal and an assist. So some really good stuff there from Anaheim. The Ducks wound up being 1 for 3 on the power play. The Oilers were 1 for 2. The Ducks wound up winning in the hits category with 33-28. The Oilers had more block shots, was 12-29. Ducks had more takeaways, and Ducks had more giveaways, and the Oilers had more takeaways. So that's all for this night's game, with the Anaheim Ducks taking down the Edmonton Oilers 7-4 and taking the 2-1 series lead into Sunday's game. So just a couple of really quick updates here before I leave. I will have a couple more fan reactions to potentially one of these 3 games that happened here today, later tomorrow, probably in tomorrow morning. So stay tuned for that. I will also have a game recap tomorrow about these 3 games. So stay tuned for that. No live streams tomorrow or Sunday. I'm not doing any there. And as of this point in time, also probably no live streams on Monday either, as it looks like there's probably going to be only 2 games, maybe even just 1 game on Sunday. So I'm not planning on doing anything on Monday either. But there will be 3 games happening on Tuesday. I'm planning on picking either Dallas, Minnesota, or Buffalo, Boston as my next live stream. So I'm probably going to stream one of those 2 games. So look out for a schedule probably coming out either Sunday at some point or Monday. But I will probably be live streaming one of those 2 games on Tuesdays till 5:30, 6 p.m. Mountain Time. You guys can check in on the channel. I'll probably have one of those 2 games being my live stream on Tuesday. I'll probably also have a couple of live streams on Thursday, Friday next week. Once again, depends on which series is when I'm going to 6 games. So you'll have to wait until we figure out that before I make my schedule for Thursday and Friday. But we'll be definitely trying to stream a game on Thursday and on Friday. And then we're trying to get to as much Game 7s as we can. I do have church on Sunday. There's a couple of errands we run on Sunday. So not this Sunday, but next Sunday. I'll try and get to a couple of Game 7s. We'll try and get to a couple of Game 7s on Saturday too. Can't promise we'll get to all of them, but we'll try and get to a couple. And like we said, we'll have daily game recaps and fan reactions throughout the next couple of days, just talking about all the games that happened over the past couple of days. And we'll have a trade rumor coming out on tomorrow as well, so we'll have that video coming out tomorrow. Monday we'll have back with another What If the NHL Had a Script. That's going to be a very interesting one. I guess think you guys should tune in for that one. And then Tuesday we'll probably have another trade rumor video, and Wednesday we'll have a power rankings video. So stay tuned for all of those. Probably Tuesday will be the next live stream, so either 5:30 p.m. Mountain Time or 6 p.m. Mountain Time. Stay tuned. Once again, I'll probably have a schedule about that out Sunday or Monday, so stay tuned for that. But that's all I'm going to talk about for today. Thank you guys for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. I hope you guys have a fun live stream. I hope you guys love seeing the Anaheim Ducks take down the Edmonton Oilers to advance to take the 2-1 series lead. I thank you guys for all of your support. I appreciate it. Thank you for leaving all of your chats. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for leaving a comment. Thank you for liking the video. It really does help with the channel. And we're trying to hit 750 subscribers in the very near future. So thank you for all of that. I really do appreciate it. I'll see you guys all for a couple of videos that come out tomorrow. And I'll hopefully see you guys all for my next live stream, most likely on Tuesday. So thank you guys all for your support. I appreciate it. God bless y'all. I'll see y'all next one.